Yeah.
1 at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
3 at Palace and 3 at Villa.
14.
Yep.
And you give Arsenal...
3 at Newcastle.
Yeah.
3 at Fulham.
Yeah.
1 at West Ham. 3 at Burnley and 3 at Palace.
Well, that's 13.
Correct. But remember, I've got a game in hand. Arsenal.
So you're saying City win it?
No. Remember, because City have played 1 game less.
Yes.
And they're 3 points behind.
Right. Okay, yeah. 60.
You got it?
Yeah. Okay. But you're giving... this is working well, isn't it?
I said to you, Ollie,
So
I said this is going to be a disaster.
From their remaining 5 games, you are giving City 13 points. And, yeah, I see. And for the remaining 6 games... You're giving Arsenal 13 points and City 14 points. Okay.
talkSPORT Sports Update powered by the Nissan Van range. Commercial vehicles built around your business. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van centre.
I'm Ben Fletcher. Good afternoon. Liam Rosigne is facing a fight to save his job, with the Chelsea hierarchy believed to be discussing a plan of action. talkSPORT understands he's on a less stable footing after 5 goalless defeats in a row, only 4 months into a 6-year contract.
When the fans are singing what they're singing all game, and the 5 Premier League games...
What do you mean it's irreversible?
I don't think he'll be able to get them back.
Unretrievable.
Like his position,
He
I
can't
think
reverse the thinking of the fans in the same way he perceives that the fans have gone at Liverpool on slot.
Danny Murphy there, who reckons the writing's on the wall. Chelsea fans didn't hold back in letting Rosigne know their thoughts following that 3-0 defeat at Brighton. The beleaguered Blues boss told us at least 7 players didn't turn up. Here's Murphy's take on that lacklustre performance.
They did look at times like it was thrown in the towel. But what happens is when you're not on board with what the plan is and you're in between players all the time, because Brighton popped them to death in the first half, physically you drop because you're just kind of bemused.
Right. Next up for Chelsea, Leeds lay in wait in Sunday's FA Cup semi-final. You can hear that live on talkSPORT. Elsewhere today, James Tavernier will leave Rangers at the end of the season. The Scottish Premiership winner under Steven Gerrard, the Gers captain, says he's fully focused on pushing for another league title. And Scotland fly half Finn Russell's told talkSPORT Eddie Hearn was blown away by the passion shown by fans at the Six Nations. And that's the reason why Matchroom are getting involved in rugby union.
He couldn't understand why it wasn't a bigger spectacle, so I think the way that he'll be able to probably transform the sport and help out clubs individually to grow their profile, which will then grow the profile for the whole sport, will be the main thing that he goes after, I think.
Finn Russell follows Henry Pollock in signing up to Matchroom Sport.
talkSPORT News.
Sir Keir Starmer says all scrutiny on him over the Mandelson appointment has been put to bed, and Iranian media say 3 ships have come under attack by the country in the Strait of Hormuz. More from Will at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit, where we've got a wider range of premium tyres than Britain has rainy days. Visit your local centre or book at quickfit.com today.
A nice warm sunny day for the vast majority of us. A shower or 2 in Cornwall and some gusty winds down there as well.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals, and taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Listening to Rushden Baker on talkSPORT. Hawksby and Jacobs for the Garbage Pail Kids generation. What's coming up between now and 4, Charlie?
Hello, Max. We have a good time, don't we? Me and you. And you are in very many ways the Rayan Cherky of broadcasting. Good times.
Oh, thanks.
That's what it's all about.
You.
That's what it says here. Coming up this afternoon, give the people what they want. Andy Jacobs off his long run-up at 1:15 to talk Chelsea. We'll speak to a member of the Foxes Trust after Leicester's relegation. And Dame Kelly Holmes is here to talk about Race for Life.
Plenty of permutations for EFL expert Simon Watts to discuss after last night. Danny Mills will come on and do some Man City ahead of their trip to Burnley tonight. And it is the difficult second episode of our new groundbreaking quiz, the Wednesday Wheel of Football.
Yeah, but it was a strong start, Max, and I think it's only going to get better. It's really, really good. Matt Ford is on to talk about his World Cup podcast and Nottingham Forest. Of course, he might do an impression or two, Max, whether we ask him or not. But let's ask him.
Okay.
Who would you like Matt to do? Who would you like Max to do an impression of? Really said then.
No, it's good.
That's actually even
Get
better.
Matt Ford on. Get Matt Ford on, and then people send in the impressions they want me to do to Matt, and he can judge them.
That's a good idea. The Hoosiers are in to talk music and Exeter City Boo, and Marcus Speller will close the show with a medley of songs from the Andrew Lloyd Webber songbook. I should read these before you send them to me, but there we are.
You never know, he might.
He might do.
We finished the show with Marcus Speller singing Magical Mr. Mistopheles.
I'd like to hear that.
Any dream will do. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charlie.
Good afternoon, Max. Well, it's all go. What a way to start this show. Well, it's all go in the world of football, isn't it?
Is it? You sound like David Mellor on 606.
Well, it's all go.
It's all go.
It never stops, does it? It never stops.
It is and it isn't, because it's still in our hands.
Oh, yeah, of course,
and I presume Jim, Simon and Danny had done 3 hours on Grimsby scoring in injury time at the Abbey last night, but we missed a penalty after an hour to be 2-1 up. We've got the best home record in the league until last night.
Yeah.
And then in injury time, they looped in a cross.
Yeah.
And then one of our players flicked it on. And then one of our players went for it with our keeper, and it sort of bobbled in so slowly. You were like, that doesn't count. That goal isn't good enough. It's not good enough to count.
But how many times have you seen that goal at that point in the game over your years of watching? You go, not this again.
And you know,
can't believe it.
We've let in injury time goals last night, away at Cheltenham, home to Swindon in the last 4 or 5 games. And it's in our hands, but we need Bromley. Salford play Bromley on Thursday night.
You need them to have been
Salford
on it.
Win.
You need Bromley to have been out and about and on the beers since Tuesday.
I don't think they have, because they've still got a title to win. And I would love it if they go to Salford.
Got to go to Salford and get something.
I would love it if they went to Salford. No one wants Salford in league. No one wants Salford, the class of 92, to go up the league, do they? Come on.
Strange one, isn't it, Salford?
No one really hates Cambridge United, apart from Peterborough.
My thing about Salford, Max, right?
What's your thing about Salford?
You've got all those footballers, right? All those footballers who own it. Not one of has any of them been the manager. They all try and get management jobs elsewhere. They've all tried to get, Phil Neville was obviously a failure of manager all over the place. And his brother, Gary Neville, was
Valencia.
Fiorentina,
same thing. Same thing.
More or less,
Some European thing, Charlie.
One of them
Let's
foreign
not worry
clubs.
about details. They're all the same over there, aren't they?
Right? Paul Scholes was manager of Oldham, didn't do very well. But you own your own club. Why are you going and being manager somewhere else? Why aren't you a manager at your own club if you want to be a manager? Never understood that.
All the more reason for the world to get behind Cambridge United for the 3rd automatic promotion place from League 2. It matters to me, doesn't it? Anyway, you've got a good text topic, haven't you, Charlie?
I have. Did you see? So Cucurella apparently leaked the team news to his barber.
Yeah. So look, we have to stop there. Interruption there. I'm not the first person to say it, but of all the Chelsea players who you didn't think had a barber, there is. How often? The chance he must go. He can't go that often, can he? Some of these footballers. I remember chatting to Darren Bent during lockdown when me and Darren Bent were doing breakfast, and you were thinking, who's? It's the start of your first ever pandemic. Who's tuning into me and Darren Bent on this day? I would have chosen maybe
a news outlet.
Maybe I would have thought about it. Anyway, we had a long discussion about whether Darren Bent should go and get his hair cut. I said you shouldn't. He was like, I think it's fine. I was like, I don't think it is fine, Darren. And Darren Bent gets his hair cut twice a day. There are those type of footballers who
get their hair cut a lot.
I don't think Cucurella's one of them.
You don't want to ask Cucurella, what does your barber do for a living? You know, that's the sort of thing you want to ask him. You know. Anyway, it turns out he wasn't a trustworthy counsel.
No.
Because he let slip to many fantasy football places that and accounts that Cole Palmer wasn't playing.
Mm-hmm. And João Pedro.
And João Pedro wasn't playing.
Yeah.
So you go.
How do you think this got
leaked and this went, how does this come up? Who's playing tonight?
Do you think it's... Well, no, it's like, are you up to anything later? He says, I'm off to play football with my mates. The trouble is, Cole and João...
footballer, are you?
Yeah. He's off to play at Power League. Yeah, I've got a game later. Yeah, Brighton. Oh, okay. That's interesting. But anyway, so
the text topic is, are you a barber? Do you know any secrets? But we will also accept people who aren't barbers telling us secrets.
Or do you think? I'm not sure. No, I won't accept that. I will accept. Are you a barber? Do you know any secrets? Or have you ever told your hairdresser?
Yes, have you ever told your hairdresser a secret? It's very good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or have you ever had your secret spilled by a barber?
Oh, yeah, that's good. It's basically any secret involving an interaction with a hairdresser or a barber and you. That's it has to take place. It has to take place within the salon. That's what it's called. It's called Secrets in the Salon.
Within the Salon, our new podcast.
Secrets in the Salon. That would do well, wouldn't it?
That would do well. That would do really well. If you had footballers coming in and telling secrets in the Salon.
You have any celebrities. You have Trevor Sorby. Or pick your celebrity.
He's just a palate cleanser, yeah. Carry on.
He's there. Nice. I enjoyed that one. So Trevor Sorby is the podcast host, or I don't know who Nicky Clark is. He
he's a hairdresser as well, isn't he?
One of those two, and then celebrities come in.
Dave from Dave's Hairdressers in Newton Abbot. He's the only one, the one I can think of.
That's fine. That's fine. Or the slightly mad Iranian woman who occasionally cuts my hair. And she. When you join the seat, she carries on the conversation. It's almost like the previous has to give you a laminated sheet saying this is where we're at.
This is where we're at.
You literally sit in the chair and she says, and my grandmother, and you're like, well, no, you've got to start again, but she doesn't. She just carries straight on. So yeah. Anyway, so that's
I've enjoyed more of the accent, to be honest, but carry on.
I don't know. It's I don't know if it's a good one, but when Matt Ford, if people ring up and say, "Do your Iranian hairdresser to Matt Ford," I'll do it.
You'll do it.
So yeah, the text topic is secrets in the salon.
Yes.
8:29 at Max Rushden at Baker's tweet. You will have heard Jim and Simon and Danny just talking about this, that Liam Rosenior is facing a fight to save his job. talkSPORT understands. It's not a sentient being, talkSPORT. I'm sorry to be a pedant about this with language.
Okay.
It can't understand anything. It's just a means of getting us on air. We could understand things, but I don't think
we are talkSPORT, Max.
We are. But
what is talkSPORT without the talkSPORT family who present it?
Well, I understand that. But so we understand. All of us understand because someone's told us. They've just been told. We've been told that the Chelsea board are discussing a plan of action because he's lost 1 million games in a row. Someone did point out that they haven't scored a goal since they all gathered around Paul Tierney in the weird huddle.
That is true. Wow, what a fact. That was a mistake, wasn't it?
Well,
they need Barry Fry to go and wee in all four corners of Stamford Bridge to lift,
that's what we need.
Curse.
That's what I had got him around to do the garden. It's he offers
Liam's
it
a young man. He'll have enough to get all four corners done in one day.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, he would.
In one. Surely in one day. Like, what do you mean in one?
I mean, in one go. In one go.
Wow,
yeah,
from the centre circle.
I reckon.
Wow, he's not that young. Those are the days, aren't they? Those are the days. He's Rushden and Baker on talkSPORT in partnership with.
He could probably reach the Matthew Harding stand by now.
Check out their. I have to lay up these days. I just take a wedge and lay up. Check out their wide range of garden power tools with brands such as Bosch and Ryobi. Next stop, Tool Station. Andy Jacobs is next.
beat Arsenal. Nicola touches fire. Be fire. You ever saw with win the dog. Don't get favour mine, Geo. Lose this device. What does that mean? Device, can you hear me? You almost win a hell of a beat. The quadruple. The treble. The treble. The double. Hybrid. Region Crips FC. Set Piece FC. Can you hear me? Set Piece FC. You almost win never been Galasaurus. Here's Morgan. Can you hear me? Greatest club side in the world. Go with the one hell of a beating Matt Lucas OBE. Sharpie, Ben. Can you hear me, Sharpie? Can you hear me, Sharpie? You're with the one hell of a beating. Lost under forever. Can you hear me? Lost and never. You're with the one hell of a beating.
What a weekend in the Premier League. Arsenal have gone and bottled it again. The gift that keeps on giving. Arteta's fire wasn't enough to get anything at the Etihad. Man City now have the chance to go top on Wednesday. That game's live on talkSPORT. Give us a call. Arsenal fans, have you bottled it? 03 717 22 33 Elsewhere tonight, West Ham, they failed to take advantage of Spurs dropping points. De Zerbi, though, he got his first point in charge at Spurs. It was my wedding day, and I cannot believe what Kevin Danso is doing in the 95th minute.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals and taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Pivotal Tuesday night that could entirely redefine the race for European football. Back towards Kadioglu, takes a deflection off Fofana, and it's into the net. Brighton lead. Just 3 minutes on the clock. Brighton in front.
It was quite embarrassing to watch because they can do much better, you know.
It's Hinchelwood to finish it. Yes, he does. Sweeps the ball home.
I think it's the worst performance I've ever seen as a Chelsea side. I can't think of a worse performance than that.
Welbeck is there to finish it, and he does.
I apologise to the fans after the game for them to travel this way, for the fans who watched at home. That's unacceptable.
The European dream is very much alive in Brighton tonight. For Chelsea, the end of the season is becoming a nightmare. Brighton 3, Chelsea 0.
You know what I was going to say to you?
Oh my God.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Come on. Always look on the right side of life.
So there we are. That was how we covered Brighton 3, Chelsea 0. Anyway, look, there are many things we can do, Charlie, but what we can't do is be Andy Jacobs.
No way, who could?
After a Chelsea performance like that. Liver Sausage Larry says, will Andy Jacobs be coming in off his Gunnersbury Avenue end or the shortened Chiswick High Road run-up, he says. Andy, welcome to the show. Welcome to Hawksby and Jacobs. It's an excellent show. I hope you have a nice time while we chat to you.
Beautifully
How
built,
are you?
Andy.
That last bloke, that Brighton fan, honestly, these people are ridiculous. What have Brighton ever won? This is a pathetic little club. Shut up, you absolute moron. They've won nothing. All right, they've pulled our pants down, but that's not anything to do with anything other than the owners being a complete idiot. But apart from that, that's it. Brighton, very good, but they are what they are, let's be honest. Yes, well, let's move on.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm understanding that it looks like the end for Rossinha, which can't come soon enough, really. I mean, he's like an over-promoted junior, basically. He's not up to it. The players can smell it. Footballers know. They know when the managers are fake. All the performative stuff that he does is so pathetic. I feel for him. Last night, it was like kind of high-fiving his coaching staff. What for? They're absolutely pathetic. And just... He will get the sack because he's useless. He's the worst manager we've ever had, without a doubt. That was the worst performance Chelsea have ever put in, ever. And I've seen
because I heard Jason Kelly say that. You think ever?
Oh, ever. I've seen some stinkers in my life.
Times.
No, they lost against Leeds 3-0, but at least they tried. This you could tell they just turned it in. They can't be bothered. They're thinking about the World Cup. They don't want to get injured. They might turn it on a bit. They'll try and turn it on in the semi-final because that's the only thing that can save their season and their pride, but it's just not good enough. And the problem with all of this is the sporting directors, Winstanley, Stewart and Shields, have got to be fired. There's no point firing Rossinha. You must fire these three now. Eghbali can't go. He owns the thing. I can't imagine that Blue Co are going to replace him. They should, because he's done an absolutely appalling job. Simon Jordan makes me laugh. He says, Eghbali's the cleverest player I've ever met. He might be very clever about making money, but I'll tell you one thing, he doesn't know anything about football. I nearly swore there. He absolutely knows nothing.
When you're in an experienced broadcaster, Andy, it's understandable, not to swear.
No, seriously. I mean, honestly, it's a shambles. It's a complete... And the season started, it looked quite optimistic. They won the Club World Cup. Maresca was doing a good job. His football wasn't always great, but generally. And Colwell got injured on the first day of pre-season, and he begged them to give him a centre-half, a ball-playing centre-half. So they went out and spent 90 million on Gittins and Garnacho. That's how useless these people are. All they want to do is buy wide players, and we still got no wide players. I mean... Garnacho in the last two games, I've never seen a player be so bad. He's beyond useless. I mean, useless doesn't even describe it. Useless would be actually a compliment. He's indescribably pathetic. And so at least he tried. I'll give him that he tried. Enzo Fernandez, that was a disgusting performance from him. How dare he stand there staring at the fans?
Yeah, that was bad. That was
after what he did. He was pitiful. He was pulling out of challenges. It was awful. The whole thing was awful. But when you look on the side and you see what you see, and Mr. Performative Professor Psycho babble, that's it. He had a little bit of period where the players kind of bought into what he was doing, and then suddenly, as it dawns upon them, this guy's making mistake after mistake. I think again the Burnley game where Chelsea conceded at the end it was the start of a bad run for him. And he blamed one of the players. He said, somebody missed their assignment and this and that. No, that's your fault, mate. You're the manager. You're the coach. You have to tell them who to mark. It's absolutely rubbish. And once you do that, once you start throwing the players under the bus, and even like he did last night, it's over. It's done. But he's not the problem. I've taken actually to eating my dinner off this to remind me of better times.
Lovely.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's a
lovely plate.
For the listeners,
this one goes by the screen every time we don't score, like Daddles the Duck in Australia.
Right, that is a blue rubber Chelsea, blue rubber duck with the Chelsea.
But Andy, with Liam, you can't, if he's offered the job, which he was, if you're offered a 5 or 6 year contract, which he was, you're going to take it, aren't you? Or do you think he should have thought, I'm out of my depth here. I'm not quite at this standard yet.
He should have done that. He would have been better off doing that for his career. That's in hindsight, of course. It's very difficult for him to do that. I understand that. But that's why he shouldn't be fired alone. It's the people that offered him the job. It's the people who identified him as being the right person. They've spent 1.4 billion, still haven't got a proper goalie, still haven't got a proper striker. When they get a decent striker, he ends up in Bayern Munich. I mean, you can't say that Nicholas Jackson is worse than Liam Delap. I mean, they've had some success. If you buy as many players as Chelsea have bought, you will have some success. Palmer, Estevao, João Pedro. Caicedo's had an awful season, but he's a great player. We all know that. So that's another sign of it. You've got these great players performing at about 40% of their level, something like that.
Because a lot of these players are players that other teams wanted. Liam Delap was really hot property last summer.
Oh, I know. Lavia, £60 million of underperforming, injury-prone rubbish is what he is. He's useless. What's the point?
You're not his agent, are you? You're his agent?
Oh, God. Half of these people, you won't be able to sell them. And if they don't get rid of Rosenior, obviously a lot of the players will want to leave, so they can't be putting with that. But what worries me is, what manager can they appoint? They had Luis Enrique, who went for an interview. He turned up with all his forms and his things. This is before he took the PSG job. But he wasn't good enough for them because he wasn't somebody that was, they might as well hire Sooty. That's what they want. They want a puppet. That's it. When Stanley and Eggbody should sit there with Sooty and Sweep going, this is who picks the team. Seriously. I'll have him. He can be the manager, this person. Might as well.
Andy's now got a duck. A puppet duck.
Might as well be the manager.
He's saying
honestly.
that may as well be the manager.
Absolutely useless. And that's
but you do know this, Andy. You do know this, Andy, is you will still beat Spurs. Like that will be the silver lining of all this.
Only, if Rosenior's gone and they've got somebody, every Chelsea fan would love John Terry to come in to the end of the season. But I've been told he wanted to do it, but I've been told that they didn't want him, and they told him in no uncertain terms that he'll never ever get the job. So I don't know if that's true. That's what I was told. That's hearsay.
He owns Colchester now, anyway. So I don't know if he'd be allowed.
I think I'll go and support Colchester.
That'd be nice.
Seriously,
you'd like a bit of lower league, Andy. You'd enjoy that.
Well, I get it.
You like watching rubbish.
Another couple of years of blue coat, mate. I'll be in the lower league.
Blue square.
From the blue coat to the blue square in 5 years.
Well, Andy,
Andy, nonsense.
Thank you so much for coming on and starting the show in the way it should have been started. Go and write some jokes for the birthday spread.
I've done them all.
You've done them all. Oh, a big spread tomorrow.
Look, I've even got Daddles with me. And I've got Bully. Look, I've got a lot of. I've got a full cast.
Oh, look, good. This is great radio.
There's Daddles.
This is great. Daddles.
Yeah.
There's your puppet collection.
Nice bit of Bully.
There we go.
The new manager of Chelsea.
We certainly didn't hit the bullseye with the latest manager. Nice one.
Nice. Andy Jacobs there.
Brilliant.
As it says here, legendary talkSPORT presenter, of course. Joey said, I'm due to leave the house to catch a train from Crewe to Carlisle in 15 minutes. I'm now catching a later one just so I can hear the Jacobs rant. That's it. That's the idea, is you want people to stay in the car. This guy's getting a different train just to hear what Andy said. Happy Wednesday. Great to hear Andy Jacobs moaning, especially after Brighton beating them. Sanchez again, ole, 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 says Josh, the Brighton fan. I was gutted looking at my phone, seeing the time was 1:25, fearing I'd missed Andy's rant. I quickly turned on talkSPORT, and to my delight, he was in full flow still, says Neil in Chester. Mark says, please put the baby crying sound effect on. No, I banned that from my show. I can't bear that sound effect.
Different show.
Anyway, Chris is. Usually I listen to Andy rant about Chelsea. I think to myself, he's going a bit overboard. This time I think he's actually being too kind to Chelsea. Connor says, can someone tell Andy to stop sitting on the fence with Chelsea's poor form?
Say what you mean, Andy.
Anyway, thank you very much, Andy Jacobs, Max and Charlie, with you until 4 with the good people of Tool Station. Check out their wide range of garden power tools with brands such as Bosch and Ryobi. Next up, Tool Station. We'll do some Leicester City in just a second.
Love was in the air in the Garden of England, Kent, at the weekend. talkSPORT's very own Jamie O'Hara tied the knot with his fiancée, and as you'd expect, his co-host Jason Cundy was in attendance. sporting his Ange Postecoglou mask, as viewers of YouTube or smart TV will be able to see right now. Jason's in the building to record another edition of Inside Chelsea. I'm pleased to say he's in the studio.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, everyone. How are we?
Morning, Chase. How long did it take you to decide you were going to wear the mask?
Oh, no time at all. That mask was always coming. The photos are great. I've just seen myself on the dance floor. They're big Ange on the dance floor.
By the way,
trying some shapes.
Oh, Jace, you took the words out my mouth, mate. I'm going to tell you right now, I can't see Big Ange moving like that. I mean, I love Big Ange.
Mind you,
he ain't moving like that, mate.
Coisty, I've got to tell you, mate, on Sunday morning I paid for it. Yeah, those moves come with a price.
Yeah. So this was an early fixture. It was a 2:00 kickoff.
It was. I've got to say, what a brilliant day. It was so well put together. The weather was fabulous. His wife looked stunning. Jay looked fab. It was just a brilliant day. Everything went the way he wanted it to go.
Yeah.
And then they went to the reception. The reception was fab. And then, as you can see there, I was enjoying myself, throwing a few shapes. The hips were... snake hips came out, which is rare these days for me.
Brilliant.
But it was just a fabulous day. Really brilliant day.
So I assume you were...
He's 4 months into a 6-year contract, but we're told Liam Rosenior's position at Chelsea is already untenable.
When the fans are singing what they're singing all game, and the 5 Premier League games...
What do you mean it's irreversible?
I don't think he'll be able to get them back.
Unretrievable.
Like his position,
He
I
can't
think
reverse the thinking of the fans in the same way he perceives that the fans have gone at Liverpool on slot.
Well, it's now talkSPORT's understanding that Rosenior is facing a fight to keep his job. Chelsea fans let him know their thoughts following that 3-0 defeat at Brighton. Here's Danny Murphy's take on Chelsea's lacklustre performance.
They did look at times like it was thrown in the towel. But what happens is when you're not on board with what the plan is and you're in between players all the time, because Brighton popped them to death in the first half, physically you drop because you're just kind of bemused.
Now, Scotland fly half Finn Russell's told us Eddie Hearn was blown away by the passion shown by fans at the Six Nations. And that's why Matchroom are getting involved in rugby union.
You couldn't understand why it wasn't a bigger spectacle. So I think the way that he'll be able to probably transform the sport and help out clubs individually to grow their profile, which will then grow the profile for the whole sport, will be the main thing that he goes after, I think.
Finn Russell follows Henry Pollock in signing up to Matchroom Sport. And Paul Pogba reckons Bruno Fernandes would be a shoo-in for the Ballon d'Or's top 3 if he was at Arsenal, Man City or Real Madrid. Speaking to Rio Ferdinand Presents, Pogba says football lovers will always respect Bruno Fernandes. More at talksport.com.
The most implausible the most improbable, the most surprising title winners in Premier League history, the most remarkable domestic achievement in English club football. Leicester City are the Premier League champions of 2015 and 16.
Dilly din, dilly dong, come on. Fantastic.
Leicester City relegated for the second time in 3 seasons. Ruud van Nistelrooy unable to save them from the inevitable.
The whole world was with Leicester City 10 years ago, and now obviously the situation that they're in, it's unthinkable to see how far they've dropped.
The full-time whistle goes. Relegation is confirmed for Leicester City. For only the second time in their long, illustrious history, are down to League One 10 years after they won the Premier League title.
Yeah, so they drew 2-2 with Hull last night. Not a bad result in of itself, but not enough to save them from relegation. Of course, they had that points deduction as well. Let's talk to Steve Potter, who is a board member of the Foxes Trust. Hey, Steve, how are you?
Hello. Well, I mean, I could be better, but, you know, here we are.
Yeah, I suppose that's the best way you could look at it. Now, it's quite interesting. After the game, like you spoke to the owner. Did it? What explained the situation there? Some players came up to the fans and spoke to them. What happened?
Yeah, there was Lascelles, Louis Page, and Hamza Chowdhury came out and spoke to the fans. And then after Ricardo left, a lot of the fans dissipated, and it was me and 6 or 7 other people that we were at the barriers, and we just asked him to come over and have a conversation with us, you know, because we haven't heard a lot from him, and some of the interviews he's done in the past haven't been great. So it was just nice to have a conversation. It wasn't ideal, the situation itself, but he did speak to us, which was, you know, better than what he could have done, which was just walking away.
Sure. And did he say anything?
Yes and no. Look, you have to understand that English isn't his first language, so it's very difficult to have that conversation that can flow. In all honesty, he just said that he's been here for 15 years. He's put plenty of money into it, and he'll. Oh, sorry, hang on.
It's all right.
Sorry.
That's exciting. Carry on.
Yeah, he said that he'll try and fix it, basically, and that if it's not good enough, he takes full responsibility. And you know, with the situation that we're in, which is. You can't really ask for much. There is a lot of anger there. I'm annoyed. The whole situation. Actually, I'm very angry. If you see my other fan channels, I'm very angry. But there's not really much I can do in this situation. It's down to the owner to make those choices himself.
Is there any understanding with him that this is a man who's during a massive period of grief for him was thrust into this position of ownership where it wasn't particularly his choice to buy Leicester City Football Club or to be the owner of Leicester City Football Club. He's there because, you know, we know the tragic circumstances that happened. Is there any understanding of that, or are we sort of too far down the line now that isn't really a part of it anymore?
I think originally there was, and look, he's a human being, you know, losing your dad and visiting the place where it happened every couple of weeks can be hard on anybody, you know. I understand that. That will change where you are mentally for the rest of your life. So yeah, there's a degree of sympathy for that, but at this point, it's 8 or 9 years on from that situation. Well, no, it was 2018, wasn't it? So however long that is, 6 or 7 years from there. And we won the FA Cup, and then the climb from there is the issue. That's the problem with the football club. I think a lot of fans can appreciate what we've achieved and accept that there have been some very difficult circumstances for him to go through. But the decision-making and the lack of accountability in the last 4 years is there for everyone to see. You know, we promote somebody who effectively is, the director of football is now football head of operations at Leicester. You know, he gets a promotion, and we had an internal review that we got nothing from. The fans didn't hear anything. The ownerships don't speak to the fans, other than there's 2 disastrous interviews they had in the last couple of months. But yeah, I think overall it's just accountability. That's what we want. You know, we just come out and speak to the fans. We're there to help. That's the whole point of us. And we just feel like we're being pushed away constantly.
I think from the outside, you look at the squad and it seems you sort of can't believe that Leicester have been relegated. Like quality-wise, there are a lot of good players in that squad. Yeah. A lot of players that have played in the Premier League and have played well in the Premier League, right? Who have good experience there. So how are they relegated?
there's a lot of issues in that football club. We've been saying for 3 or 4 years there's no leadership in that dressing room. You know, once you lose Kasper Schmeichel and Wes Morgan from that title-winning side and the FA Cup winning side, there's nobody there to hold each other accountable. And I think the egos in that dressing room thinks they're too good enough to go down. Look, the first time we went down, we had a tweet by James Maddison saying, you know, we'll be okay. And we've had tweets this season from Abdul and Jordan James saying, you know, Leicester in League One, you know, that's ridiculous sort of situation. I don't think they understand the severity of the situation. And look, it's all well and good. You turning up to work and having a laugh and a joke with your friends. But if there's nobody there to say that's not good enough, and players that want to listen as well, because I think that's an issue, the players don't want to listen, then this is the situation that we're in. You know, you're going to get relegated. They're a team of very good individual talented players, don't get me wrong, but as a collective they've let the club down massively because they just haven't bothered. You know, you saw last night against Hull, the last half an hour, that was fight we've not seen all season. Where has that been? You know, you can't turn up half an hour before you're relegated and hope to stay up. That's just not, it's not going to work.
I was speaking to George Elek, who hosts the brilliant Not the Top 20 podcast, who was saying that Gary Rowett was, even though he knows the club, right, and is a sort of in principle feels like a good firefighter and is a good coach and a good manager, is not the right fit for that set of players. You know, they are not a park the bus, be defensive, you know, get set pieces. You know, that's not the set of players that you have.
No, it's not. And George is correct. I've listened to the podcast and I agree with everything he says. I think if you look at the summer, I think Gary Wright would have been a perfect replacement in the summer because you can come in, you can change some of the players you don't want there and implement your own style. But unfortunately, we went for Marty and that hadn't worked out. I don't think the players listened to him, in all honesty. There is a history of players and player power at the football club going above managers' heads and complaining to people above them. And Gary Rowett's come in, and whilst there has been a slight upturn in results in regards to getting draws, there has been a lack of quality all over the football pitch. And if you can't defend corners, as we all know, I think it's 14 goals from corners this season. That's not good enough from set pieces. And you know, you're changing in and out, but fundamentally, I don't blame Gary as such. I don't blame Marty. It's a collective. You've got to look at the whole club. You've got to look at the ownership, who's barely been there this season. You look at the directors around him, who, you know, have made plenty of mistakes. You look at the management decisions of going from Enzo Maresca to Steve Cooper to Ruud van Nistelrooy, and then Marty in the summer, to then Gary Rowett, who's another completely different manager. You back the manager in January for players, and then you sack him a few weeks later. It's just not good enough. But overall, it's just a whole collective there that have made mistakes, and this is the outcome for it.
Yes, almost the complete opposite of the spirit that won you the league, you know, isn't it? Wasn't it? You know, some of your parts. All I would say is we've spent the week talking about how great the pyramid is, because you look at Coventry City, who are nearly dead and buried, you know, and in League Two and have climbed the leagues and are currently going back into the Premier League, which I'm sure, as a Leicester City fan, you're thrilled for them. But you have to go, you know, Leicester City have been in League One before, and the beauty of the pyramid is if you get a few things right, you could be back in the Premier League again. It's not like dead forever, is it?
It's not, but I think you also have to take into account that we won the Premier League 10 years ago. We won the FA Cup 5 years ago. We've been in the Champions League quarterfinals, you know, European competition semi-finals.
And weren't they great days? You've had brilliant days. You
exactly.
know, and
great days, brilliant days. But overall, would you take those 4 or 5 years of success for potential?
Yes.
Well, no, because I think financially the club are on very uneven ground right now.
Right. Okay.
And if things go wrong, if we don't go up first time, we could find ourselves in a situation where there might not be a football club in 10 years' time. And that's very over the top, you know, sort of situation. But I wouldn't take that success to lose my football club at the end of it, you know. And for me, as somebody that goes home and away, that has pumped plenty of money into this football club, it will hurt. It hurts now. It hurts a lot to go down to League One, but it is what it is. Football happens. It's all roller coasters, isn't it? And we've had a big ride, and it's been great. But ask me that question in 5 years' time, because the answer will be no. It was not worth it if we've got a Phoenix club.
No, I understand.
There's no way Charlie will still be employed in 5 years' time.
You never know.
There's no
You
way.
don't know. You don't know that.
Absolutely no chance. Well, look, we wish you luck. You know, as a Cambridge fan, I dream that we're in League One next season to play you. Even though I haven't really forgiven you for the '91 playoffs when you beat us 5-1.
Well,
and
Max, I'm honest with you. I've got a bone to pick with you, I'm afraid.
Oh,
what have I done?
So we have been linked for years in regards to a podcast that you do. I am the original vasectomy listener.
Are you? You're the OG vasectomy.
Yes.
On the Guardian Football
We have not
Weekly.
got time for a vasectomy story. We're
Well,
going to have to cut it short.
Included in the book, which is an outrage.
Were you not? Well, look, you have my apology. Is it still working? Is it?
Yeah,
how's it
no
got,
children,
you know?
thank God.
No children.
Six kids now.
Thank you so much, Steve. I'll have that added to the book. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate your time.
Perfect. Thank you,
Steve Potter there, Trust board member at the for the Foxes Trust. And yeah, I know you make a good point. Obviously, like you know, if the big financial issues are the big financial issues.
Yeah.
But I agree with the sentiment you're making about a Premier League and an FA Cup.
I dropped down to League One for that.
Amazing times.
Yeah. I don't want my club not to exist, though. That's not the point I want.
Have you ever had a vasectomy while listening to talkSPORT? That is the question.
I like it.
I mean, that makes it sound like you've had more than one vasectomy, isn't it? Did you have your vasectomy while listening to talkSPORT? Anyway, we won't ask Dame Kelly Holmes that. She's on next. She's won 2 Olympic gold medals, and she's going to talk to us about the race for life.
Are you nervous as a player when you're 2-0 up against Wolves? Are you nervous in that game? Are you nervous when you're playing against Brentford and you're playing against Forest?
Perhaps
Are
Arsenal
you nervous in those games?
Arsenal bit off more than they can chew, Simon. They were really big in 4 competitions. Is the workload played a part?
Well, they fixed that.
Maybe that game came just at the wrong time from an Arsenal.
But they fixed that, haven't they?
That game now.
Here's the fact: they've been in this situation twice before, and they've cracked, and it looks like they're cracking again. Why are they cracking again?
Let's discuss that at the end of the season.
Never mind City. Why are they cracking again?
Because, look, the squad players that come in, Arsenal played with 4 central defenders yesterday. No Calafiori to develop the play in midfield that they normally have. No Timber, that tenacity that they has to help when Haaland's doing his stuff. Yeah,
But you've got to find a way, haven't you?
Yeah, but
the squad should be strong
People
enough
come in to replace.
cope with that.
Don't they? We're on our 3rd right back yesterday.
But that's not the point, is it?
No, it
You
is the point.
You keep ignoring the point.
It's not your point.
You can elevate your voice if you want to because you don't like the conversation. No one would look at Arsenal winning,
No, what I'm saying, Simon,
losing
is-
away to Man City
what
as
I'm
a bad
saying,
result.
it's
the other results.
There's always
that
a
built up
first
to
choice
this.
player, isn't there? So when a second
But
choice
when you're
player
playing
comes
against
in,
the bottom sides in the division and you're
yes,
trying
that's
to
a
win
different
Premier
discussion.
League,
We're talking about yesterday.
That's why they've lost.
I'm talking about
That's a big part.
That's why they've lost their position.
Simon's point's relevant.
That's why they've
but
lost their position.
That's why they've lost the position they were in.
Don't you think the workload, though, has affected the Arsenal players with the injuries and fatigue? No? You know, talk of players...
Well, you know more than
talk
we
of
do
players
about
playing
that.
with...
So Man City. Man City are in all the competitions. They're in the League Cup, they're in the FA Cup, they're in the Champions League until recently.
But they invested
They're exactly
well
the same.
and wisely
So
in the
Arsenal-
transfer
so Arsenal
window,
didn't.
didn't they?
Arsenal didn't.
Gahey and...
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals and taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How do you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Rushden and Baker on talkSPORT. Danny's been in touch, Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
This is the secrets in the salon. This is more of a bombshell in the barbers, says Danny. A friend of mine was seeing an older woman.
A brother show.
Exactly. A friend of mine was seeing an older woman. Showed the barber cutting my hair, saying she's a belter for her age.
Whoa, she's a belter. Whoa, what a belter for her age. What a lovely thing to say about an older lady.
It's nice to qualify a compliment, isn't it? The woman in the photo was his auntie.
Oh no!
And she was still married. It was awkward trim, to say the least. Actually, I think it's fine now, isn't it?
Fine now. Yeah, that's fine, actually, mate. Thanks, leave it. Thanks, bye.
It's really
I don't need to see the back. It's all right.
It wasn't. It was him. So hang on. If you are in the barber's seat and you say, "I'm seeing an older woman," and
she's a
belter,
belter,
and then you show the photo to your barber, and it's his auntie, and his auntie's still married. That is a Larry David.
It is a sitcom.
That is amazing. Eddie's been in touch. Charlie.
Hello, Eddie.
Regards Sooty and Sweep, which is, if you didn't hear Andy Jacobs, I would go and listen back to Andy Jacobs on the Chelsea fiasco, saying it'd be better off if they had Sooty and Sweep. Eddie has noticed that the original Sooty and Sweep are up for auction tomorrow to see if Andy is interested. Harry Corbett's original Sooty puppets. Let's see how much. I'll just click on the link.
What do you reckon? How much? It's a good game. How much? I'm just going to say $5,000 each.
Harry Corbett's original Sooty puppets could make a clean sweep at auction, says Kirsty Myatt.
Oh, yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Expected, what did you say?
$5,000 each.
Dating from the mid-60s. All three.
That's like that old lady that in the barbers. She's dating in the mid-60s.
All three are part of a larger Corbett archive made up of Sooty, 2 Sweeps, and 2 Sues.
2 Sweeps?
Can you believe there were 2 Sues?
2 Sues?
They can't have those reserved.
There's the main one and the understudy one.
Replacing number 17 is number 21, reserve Sue.
Sue, reserve
Sue. Do you think when Sue scores, she does the Sue?
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah,
that's where he got it from.
Very nice, where he got it from. Yeah,
expected to make between £4,000 and £6,000 when they go under the hammer.
How much is between £4,000 and £6,000?
£5,000. Very, very good. Now, in boxing news, a couple of bits of boxing news.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want the serious bit or the less serious bit first?
Let's go serious. Now let's.
Okay.
I don't know.
This is real boxing. Legendary British boxer Prince Nassim Hamed joined Simon Jordan Spencer and Paul Smith on the latest edition of Talk Boxing. Here he is speaking about his feud with Johnny Nelson after they fell out over his comments about their former trainer Brendan Ingle.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that comes to mind is Johnny wants publicity off my name, and it's got nothing to do what he feels about Brendan. But you know what? I always realised afterwards when I analysed Johnny, there was only ever one snake in that gym.
Oh, he loved you.
That was Johnny Nelson.
But he loved you.
No.
I remember doing a front with him, the one you didn't want to do.
Me.
Well, he spoke so highly. Well, that's just...
No.
Well, okay.
Let me tell you about Johnny. Johnny needs to realise the truth about him and his career. And that is, without me coming from the same gym as him and opening the doors, Frank Warren said to me, listen, Naz, if he was fighting in my own back garden,
I'd pull the curtains.
I'd draw the curtains. Yeah. That's his exact words. He was supposed to be the entertainer.
Okay.
I've always quite liked Johnny as it goes.
I like Johnny Nelson. He's a nice guy.
We are also in the same gym. That's where I learnt my boxing. You can watch the full episode of Talk Boxing right now over on the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel. Sam in Manchester's been in touch, Charlie. Say hi, chaps.
Who's the snake in your gym? 81089.
Who's the... Unsure whether you heard Andy Goldstein mentioned Max being his preferred choice to face. He's obsessed with me and punching me in the face. I mean, many are.
Why does he keep bringing that up? He brings that up all the time, Max.
He does bring it up quite often, doesn't he?
It's pretty pathetic, to be honest. Need to grow
also
up.
Because he said in a boxing match, I'm sure he said he'd love to bounce your head off the canvas.
Well, that's a shame,
fight I could certainly get behind. Love the show. Sam imagine. Thank you, Sam.
Well, that's been mooted a long time, and
also
you never seem to be on board.
But the real issue is, Charlie, is I just don't want to embarrass him.
Sure. Okay.
Because we know, of course. Yeah.
I know you can deck anyone.
I could deck anyone. Close my eyes, 1 inch punch. He'd be done.
Are you sure the person said when they closed their eyes that you've got a 1 inch punch? Are you sure that's what they said?
That's what they said. Anyway, I don't know why he does it. I mean, maybe you need a bit more content.
We need to find out why he's so obsessed with you. Maybe he fancies you. Maybe maybe it's that sort of thing. Maybe he's like pushing that down, and he's deflecting. Maybe he's deflecting from it.
I don't know.
That would be the sort of thing a psychologist would say. And
do
why
you think so?
Why do you keep going on about punching, about hitting him, about bouncing him? Well, I have feelings for him. I don't understand.
Why is he spending so much time
on a national radio show talking about punching you in the face? It seems very odd.
But, I think though, like if there was a big old rumble, I think there are quite a few talkSPORT presenters would try and single me out.
No,
I think
who would?
Well,
they'd have to come through me first, Max.
Oh,
and I am
so
hard as nails, as you know. Hard as nails.
Just trained in
Devonshire strong. Devonshire strong.
Trained in jazz, tap, and ballroom.
Oh, hold on a minute. We've got someone in. We've got someone in to talk to you, Max. Oh, look, there's someone here. I am. Oh, look, here's Andy. Oh, look.
Where's Rushden? Where is he? Where is he?
He's coming in to call you out.
Rumour has it that he's gone to the other side of the world to get away from me.
Why
is it, Andy? Andy, why do you keep bringing it up?
Why do you want to punch me in the face?
You'll have to translate because I haven't got any headphones.
He's asking why you want to punch him in the face and why you keep bringing it up on national radio.
Yeah.
It's that's about I can hear. It's nothing personal. I just think you've got one of those faces that needs a good punch in the face.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
It does seem unnecessary.
Be a good fight. Let's do it,
Andy,
Max.
I will say it takes one to know.
Thanks for radio, right? Max, come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. No hiding. Let's do it for the everyone wants to see it. We do it for charity.
I tell you what, Andy, I don't want to.
Why not? Why not? Because
I don't want to be
absolutely horrible.
We'll have like 12 weeks of training. We'll look good. We'll feel good.
I don't want it training. I don't want to punch you in the face.
You won't get close. You won't get close. Ducking and weaving.
I wouldn't try and punch you in the face. I don't see any need to punch you in the face.
Let's do it. I'll tell you what we do like 50% will be a boxing match, and then we'll do something you want to do, like chess or read a book. We'll do that.
That sounds quite nice.
You do that?
It does sound nice, doesn't it?
Reading a book sounds.
Can't we just not have a fight?
Have you ever had a boxing match, Andy?
What's your fighting record?
I've come third in one of them. The referee beat me.
What is your fighting record, Andy?
Nigel Benn smacked me in the face and nearly dropped me with the pads. I think that's it. It.
I'm played 0, 1-0, drawn 0, lost 1. Bigger boys at Jesus Green swimming pool in about 93. Cycled after me and got me and punched me in the head. So I think you might win, Andy, but it's never going to happen. I'm sorry.
Do you know, if I'm being honest, Max, I think we're one of the worst draws ever.
It'd be terrible. Also, I think you're both overestimating who wants to watch it. No one wants to watch it.
You'd watch it.
No, I wouldn't watch it.
Charlie, that's a lie.
I wouldn't watch it if it was at the bottom of my garden. I'd pull the curtains.
Okay, that's where it's going to be, right?
I'll tell you what, I'll take you both on.
We'll do it at the bottom of your garden.
We'll go to Plymouth on the hoe, and we'll stand there and we'll tear up.
Max, do you want it?
He doesn't want it.
Do I want what?
And
no, I don't want any part of this.
I don't know how many times he has to tell you he doesn't want it.
I've called him out. I'm happy to do the gloves are off. I've called him out, and it's official now. Max Rushden has bottled it.
He does.
I don't want to be interviewed by Simon Jordan anyway, but that's a different story. Anyway, thank you, Andy.
Max, good seeing you.
There we are.
Drive
thank you
for 4.
Yes,
that was good. I enjoyed that bit. Max and Charlie with you until 4.
You found the mask?
I found the mask.
It's just who we are, mate. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I hope you lost it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Mate, do you know, it's half hot in here. And I can't... So you don't realise what it's like. I've had Arteta on. I'm going to have to take this off, mate. Well, I can't.
No? You what?
Wow, it's hot. I've got to take my top off, mate. I can't keep doing this, mate. I can't keep doing this.
What is going on?
What? What do you mean?
What is this?
What's what?
Is this talkSPORT merch?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh my God, he's got a shirt. You've now got a shirt on.
You're kidding me.
What is this shirt? What is this?
I don't know what you're on about, mate. I just knocked this whole thing up.
So for people who are not watching on YouTube right now, Cundy has got a T-shirt with the Ange mask. I've seen signs, encouraging signs. Is this talkSPORT merch? Where are you getting this stuff from? Who is making this stuff for you? It's bang out of order. I'm going to HR. This is not on. Honestly, they're gonna go off the shelves. Then, by the way,
and Spurs.
They are going to go off the shelves. Who made that?
I did.
You're out of order.
Well, I had 10 minutes spare. I thought, what can I do?
Hi, good afternoon. You are listening to Max Rushden and Charlie Baker with you until 4 o'clock. Paul says winner goes on to face Tim Lovejoy. Here we go. It is H&J and Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent with you from Drive from 4. Dame Kelly Holmes joins us in just a second. That's after the sports headlines, just after 2 o'clock with Ben Fetcher.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan Van range, supporting van owners to get the job done. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
I'm Ben Fletcher. Good afternoon. Liam Rosenior's immediate future is said to be under grave threat following a fifth goalless defeat in a row. talkSPORT understands a plan of action is being discussed by the club's sporting leadership. Our chief football correspondent Alex Crook says Rosenior is on far less stable footing.
It was only a month ago that we were being told by sources at Chelsea that Liam Rosenior's position was safe regardless of whether or not they qualified for the Champions League, that they wanted to give him a whole season in charge, the whole of next season, before making a judgment. That stance does seem to have changed.
The questions over why Rosenior was hired in the first place ring ever louder this afternoon. Former Blue, Emmanuel Petit, has told talkSPORT he simply lacks the necessary experience.
He couldn't refuse the offer, you know. No. But I said as soon as he came at Chelsea, the step was a little bit higher for him in terms of experience. You know. You're coming into a mess, actually.
Petit says the majority of the blame actually falls on the players' shoulders. Ex-Chelsea defender Robert Huth says players rarely take responsibility these days.
They know all how to play football, they know how to play a good pass, but sometimes a game throws a different situation at you and you have to adapt on the pitch, and sometimes you can't necessarily coach for.
Next up for Chelsea, an FA Cup semi-final against Leeds at Wembley. Elsewhere today, Everton have confirmed Jarrad Branthwaite will miss the rest of the season with a hamstring injury. James Tavernier has announced he'll leave Rangers at the end of the season. And Jude Bellingham says he owes it to the city of Birmingham to invest in their 100 franchise. The Real Madrid midfielder has bought a 1% stake in the Phoenix. There's more at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
Sir Keir Starmer's former Chief of Staff, Morgan McSweeney, has been summoned to give evidence on the Mandelson scandal next week, and Iranian state media say the country has attacked 3 ships in the Strait of Hormuz. More from Will at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. You can't trust the weather right now, but you can always trust Pirelli tyres. In stock now at your local centre. Visit quickfit.com and book today.
The odd shower in Cornwall and some gusts in the southwest, but dry and sunny in the main throughout the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Max Rushden and Charlie Baker on talkSPORT, brought to you with the good people of Toolstation. Get your toolbox essentials this spring with big savings on screws and fixings. Next stop, Toolstation. Let's talk to an Olympic great.
Oh, brilliant.
Dame Kelly Holmes is going to talk to us about running, which I guess you might expect. But she joins us now. Kelly, how are you?
Hello, Kelly.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Very well, thank
Yes,
you. Nice to speak to you.
very well. Tell us about Race for Life.
Okay, so Race for Life, it is a fantastic campaign for Cancer Research UK. There are multiple events that happen over the period of time from May to July. And basically, one of the campaigns that's out at the moment actually is to try and get a third of the UK population who say they don't run, can't run and whatever, absolutely getting active, because they've worked out that if the 47% across the UK that say they've never, ever run, if they each raise £50, that's an additional £1.3 billion to life-saving cancer research. So think about that. So basically, I did a thing about athletes, so people that are least likely to say they run, to get involved in Race for Life, because it's actually about, you can walk, you could do a 3K, 5K, 10K, mud race. It's not about runners. It's actually about people keeping active and doing things for the cause that we all are concerned with, where 1 in 2 people now may get cancer in their lifetime.
And I guess the point is that a lot of people listening who don't run or who haven't run for years think, I can't, right? And the hardest run is the first one, and it is horrible. I mean, most of them are horrible.
Second one's quite hard because your legs hurt from the first one. But...
and so on, right? But do you know what I think is, how do you define running? Because, I'm known as a runner, but my running is different paces depending how I feel. And at the end of the day, I think Race for Life, what it is, it's about a community. It's about bringing people together for that greater cause. If you think about why people do it, they do it because they've either know of or had a loved one or family member that unfortunately is either suffering or has suffered or passed away from having cancer. And so when you see people collectively coming together with their messages of love and support on their chests, and that, everyone writes why they're running, it's so impactful, and it just makes you realise that one little bit that you going there, raising £50, is going to make a huge difference. In the future. What we forget is when people go, oh, well, you haven't eradicated cancer. No, but can you imagine how many people's lives have been saved since all this fundraising has happened because of the life-saving treatments that we now get? So there is just, if I can, just say, if anyone is interested, it's between May and July, and I'm actually going to be starting the race in Battersea Park.
Lovely.
I think it's on June. I'm going to get my own date wrong now, aren't I?
It's all right. People can Google it, Kelly. It'll be fine.
Park. But
Yes.
if they do want to go on it, raceforlife.org, and at the moment you can get 50% off your entry fee if you use the code Kelly26. And also, I think for me, like, my mother passed away. I've had great friends of mine that have passed away from cancer, and I feel like it's a duty that while we live this life, we can do as much as we can to support others going through treatment, because we don't know what's going to happen to us. So just getting out, feeling good, running, whatever your running means, whether that means just 1 foot in front of the other, faster than you normally go, no one's going to care, because at the end of the day, you do it for yourself and you do it for the cause.
Are you still running? Like, do you still... Are you still running like going for it? When the Strava one says 1 kilometre in 4 minutes, 8 seconds, you're like, I can beat that. Or are you, what's your running, what's your state of your running at the moment?
Well, that's a really good question, because on January the 1st, I tore my IT band at my hip 7 centimetres running. And I was running very well.
You shouldn't have done that.
I know. But it wasn't a great injury, to be fair. And so what happens is I had to change my mindset, because I am someone, when I go out, I just want to run well. And so I changed my mindset to think that actually why do I like running? Because it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel alive. It gives me a sense of kind of control over. I'm out there, I'm doing it just for me. And so I needed to change that. So I take part in like park runs all over everywhere. I'm one of those park run geeks that turns up on a Saturday morning
I
at
bet
9
people
o'clock.
love that when you're there.
Oh,
Great.
yeah, no, honestly. No, it's great. No, they did when I was walking. So I had to start walking.
Yeah.
And for a runner, you know, this is no disrespect, but this is how my mindset used to be. For a runner, it's like, why do I want to walk? I can get there 10 times faster, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, no. But I realised the power of walking because I met so many incredible people walking where you hear their stories. You know, you get those that are isolated at work, the older people, those that come just to marshal and be a volunteer because it gives them a sense of purpose, those that have gone through an illness or an injury or on the doctor's kind of register to keep fit. And then you get those that are young and, you know, their ambition is to be an Olympian and they use that just as a marker for their coaches. So you get everything in between. And so what I realised by walking is I was learning a lot about myself, about actually I'm at a time of a life where it should all be enjoyable, not be so like I've got to hit this marker. But it's also shown, I've been recording that on my own little Kelly Holmes official Facebook page. And I've been doing loads of competitions because when I turn up, there's that initial, oh my God, I beat Kelly. So I have to do the brief. Do you realise how old I am now? You know,
they don't care. They've beaten you, Kelly. They've beaten you. And that's...
Right. It's like...
Do you wear your medals? When you go to park runs?
Where are your medals?
Have you got gold medals?
That's sad. No,
I'd wear them. I'd wear them at all times.
That would
No,
be
do you know
so
what?
good, wouldn't it?
I just love it. I love motivating people, getting people out and about. And I'm honest when I say that when my mum passed away in 2017, I just thought, you know, if you don't live your life, what are you living your life for? Because they're not here. Like, loved ones aren't here. And you just feel like you can do things with your life to be positive and being fitter or healthier. And that doesn't mean being a health freak or an Olympian, certainly not. It just means being that better version of yourself can just give you a bit of lease of life. So I think, you know, turning up and doing something. Some people do couch to 5K, you know, it's that can't do anything and 5K is my goal. Well, use that as a marker. If, you know, if your end race was Race for Life and you did a 5K, I mean, what an achievement to do something for a great cause and for yourself.
Yeah, our friend and co-host Barry Glendenning, who works with us on talkSPORT, who hadn't run. How long ago was it, Max?
I'd say 30 years.
For 30
years. And then I
years.
blackmailed him into running a half marathon.
He ran a half marathon 2 weeks ago and raised over £100,000.
Incredible.
And you know, found it within himself, Kelly. But what advice we're coming up to? I think it's the marathon this weekend.
Yeah.
Sunday. What advice would you give to marathon runners this weekend?
Okay, I was thinking about this because it's actually quite critical.
Yeah.
You got 4 days to go. People panic.
Probably should have started training by now. I would have.
Yeah, people absolutely panic. And all I can say is, it's too late. Whatever's there is there. You can only harm yourself more by panicking. So here's a few tips I'd give you. I'd say prioritise your sleep in the next couple of days because the day before you probably won't sleep. So get that kind of relaxing in before now. Eat normally. Don't start being the carbo load, like I'm going to stuff myself with pasta and I've never had pasta before. You know what I mean? Just don't eat how you have been eating to fuel your training because people would have trained for this, even if they've, you know, anything from a training run for an average runner, they're going to be doing like 4 hours on their long runs when they hit those. So you've got to remember, you've fueled for that. So keep that in mind, that just do what you know best has worked for you. Hydration. Hydrate well, but don't overhydrate. So there's a thing about hydration so that you keep your salts in and, you know, keep your energy going and your fluids intake. But if you start down in the water so excessively, you then dilute all of the sodium, potassium and things. And that's what gives people cramps and headaches. And that's why people drop out. So get that balance between drinking little and often to be hydrated. And you can check it by having a pale urine. So not bright orange, you're dehydrated. Clear, you're overhydrated. That's a good task. And just a couple of other things I'd say is no new shoes. So don't go buy your new shoes when you go and pick up your bag and your number and buy brand new shoes to go and wear, because I have seen that happen. And socks, don't do that. Don't have new gels. Don't change your breakfast.
Don't change anything.
You know, no, don't change it. And then the last thing is just prepare in your mind, like you're traveling, start thinking about how you're getting there. your kit, get it all prepared the day before, not, 2 days before. Make sure your phones are charged and you've got meeting points. They're all just tips that you start stressing about and you forget the basics. At the end of the day, you've got 26 miles to point to get through. However fast you go, you've all got the same distance. Just do it well and enjoy it. And don't go off too fast at the beginning with the hype.
Brilliant.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Kelly. Thanks so much for coming on.
And good luck, everybody that is running.
Yeah, good luck to everyone. Dame Kelly Holmes there. If you search Cancer Research UK Race for Life, and she makes a really good point. You make a good point about Barry. I couldn't believe he's a stubborn. I was going to swear, but he's a stubborn man. So I wasn't surprised that he did it. But like, if he can run a half marathon, anyone can run a K, 2K, 3K, and it's quite good for you.
I wondered what you were going to call him in a stubborn what? What do you think Max was going to call Barry?
It wasn't going to be one. It wasn't going to be
one of the big ones. One of the small ones.
I thought we could do 1889. How is your urine currently a pale orange?
What colour is your urine?
Paul and Andy at home going, not honestly. We trust you with this. We trusted you with this.
They did. What have you found in the bin yesterday? So
Did they? Good stuff. I'm sad I didn't.
Tom in Devon says. Tom Devon. Tom in Devon. His name's Sean as well. Anyway, is there an HR department at talkSPORT? Looks like Andy Goldstein needs reporting to it, offering people out at work. Madness.
It's an odd thing to do, isn't it? To burst into someone else's meeting and say, I want to punch you in the face. I mean,
come on, let's have it in a few weeks' time.
talkSPORT's a loose place, but we should have said, we're actually in the middle of something now.
We are doing a show at the moment.
We're in the middle. Could you just let's just send me a Google invite. I don't know
how it works on drives.
send me a Google invite and then I'll decide. Anyway, we'll do some EFL in just a moment with Simon Watts.
Vincent Kompany's side have won their 35th Bundesliga title at the weekend, have made adding another winger this summer a top priority. Gordon's thought to be open to a move to the Bundesliga, even though a starting spot, the Allianz, is not guaranteed. Sources reveal the England international has already spoken to Harry Kane about life in Munich. Newcastle United reported to be willing to sell, providing their valuation of at least £75 million is met. Do you think that there's a possibility that Bayern might balk that valuation, Coisty? 75 million? It's a lot of money. I mean, he's a,
a good player.
Fully fledged England international.
Oh, 100%, mate. 75 million. Far too much. Far too much. Good player. I like him. Hasn't shown any level of consistency in the league. I would say best form's been in the Champions League or certainly Europe. Would he be interested in going? You better believe he would. I mean, if you're Anthony Gordon, crikey, a move to Bayern Munich, why would you not?
Well, because you might not play every
week. I know, I get that. And I was just about to say, you look at it, I've got Musiala, Diaz, Guerrero, I mean, Elise, Harry Kane, Gnabry. It won't start. I mean, if Bayern Munich were playing PSG today and he was in that squad, he wouldn't start, right? He would not start. He would not start a must-win game for Bayern Munich.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals and taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it! Oh!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it, Biggs.
Trevor the Trucker's been in touch. At last, a subject I can get behind. Normally a kind of hay colour. I've started taking Barocca, however, which means a luminous yellow, even when it's the blackcurrant flavour, which is very confusing. Wow. No more on that subject, please. Okay. Now, in 15 minutes' time, it is episode 2 of the Wednesday Wheel of Football. If you would like to take on Ben, the Portsmouth fan, who its winner stays on, who won the first ever, the inaugural Wednesday Wheel of Football, all you have to do is call us 03717 223344. All you need to do to be able to play is think of 5 footballers.
You need to know 5 footballers and be up for a bit of a chat between each question.
Yes, I think so.
Have an opinion.
I mean, it depends how you want to play. You could play silently.
Yeah, you play how you want to play, actually.
You play who you want to play. But if you can think of 5 footballers and you'd like to take part in what will become probably the biggest quiz show since Pointless, maybe, I would say. 03717, weakest link. It could be the weakest link of talkSPORT. Now, that's a fun text topic, isn't it? But
maybe we are anyway, Max.
So we should play that one day, shouldn't we?
03717. Myself in that firing line.
03717. Well, we're having a good season, though, Charlie. 03717 223344. We need one of you to come up and play Ben, the Portsmouth fan. 10 minutes time. Anyway, let's hear from Frank Lampard. He spoke to Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy on the Sports Bar last night after Coventry secured the championship title.
It ranks right up there with all the things I did in my playing career because of the responsibility of being a manager. You feel wins more, you feel losses more, you just have a bigger responsibility. I don't miss playing at all. In fact, I love doing this job now. I realised when my legs were gone and I moved on and I decided this was what I was going to do. And I wouldn't say it's above night in Bayern Munich. It's probably the best night of my life, winning the Champions League with Chelsea, because what that meant. But I can definitely put it amongst it in terms of professional feeling of achieving something and getting a group of lads that were in that 17th place that needed a bit of help at the time and working really hard, seeing progress last year and nearly getting there, but going, all right, we're going to bounce back this year and be the dominant team in the league.
Now let's talk to EFL expert Simon Watts. Hey, Si.
As you're talking about the weakest link on talkSPORT, yeah, nice to join you guys. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Listen, a lot of people, me included, Frank Lampard an apology for really thinking at the time of the appointment. I thought I was baffled why they got rid of Robbins, why they hired him, and he has done so brilliantly. And at the EFL Awards, people saying there that he didn't make it about himself. He talked about Mark Robbins. He talked about so many people that have been involved in this push for Coventry. I think he has just done this pitch perfectly.
Yeah, likewise. I've got to say, I was thinking this is going to be Frank Lampard's Coventry for maybe the best part of a year. Then they'll move on to another challenge. But yeah, he has taken them on to another level from the foundations. Like you say, Mark Robbins did lay those foundations, and a lot of the players that were at the club he inherited were Mark Robbins players. But he has taken them on to another level. And players like Jack Redoni, who've been playing in League One with Huddersfield, an AFC Wimbledon, has gone on to be such a Lampard-esque type of midfielder in the level. You're always kind of looking for comparisons like that when you're covering games, but it's such an obvious one because he has gone to the next level. And, Haji Wright only needs one more. He's on 20 for the season. But, the signing of Matt Grimes in his first season, who doesn't get so much of the headlines because he does the dirty work in midfield, was a really astute bit of business. And look, it's easy to forget that before that Chelsea job, before the Everton job, Frank Lampard did have a lot of relative success with Derby County to them into the playoffs in his first ever managerial job, and was only one game away against Aston Villa in the final, which can always go any way, of getting them promoted out the division as well. So absolute credit, because it's not just winning the title and winning promotion, but the style of football that they played, underlined by that 5-1 win against Coventry last night, when one or two might have been excused for celebrating at the weekend, but they got the job done to get the title sealed, and over 90 goals for the season now as well, underlines really what a great job it's been. And, I really can't wait to see Coventry back in the Premier League, because you guys have a similar vintage to me. Remember the days of, Darren Huckabee, Dion Dublin, and Gary McAllister. It'll be great to see Coventry back.
Mustafa Hadji, Yusuf Chippa. We keep going. Ipswich have a massive game tonight, don't they, Si, at Charlton? They are, because they've dropped out of the top two. Millwall are there at the moment, but they have 2 games in hand on them.
Yeah, I mean, Millwall's win last night, they're just a team that will not go away. People assumed that they would probably tail off a little bit, but they've been dogged even after getting bad results, and they won 3-1 at Stoke last night. So that really heaps the pressure on Ipswich. They're away at Charlton this evening, who've got their own agenda. I mean, Charlton are pretty much safe by the mathematics, but just a point more will guarantee that. And if Blackburn don't get a result this evening as well, then Charlton are safe. But there is a little bit of jeopardy in that match for both teams as well. And Ipswich were beaten at Portsmouth last week, which was a real dent in their own promotion push, and I think really grounded Kieran McKenna's side. They've got West Brom as well to come this weekend, who are in really good form as well. So it is a jittery stage for them. I mean, Southampton's draw last night, I was looking at Southampton as a team that not too many people were talking about, and maybe they could sneak into the top 2, but that draw with Bristol City is a bit of a dent for them. But nevertheless, Ipswich need to really be relentless now, because you look at Millwall's run. They've got Oxford on the final day, who are down. So, they've got a good run in, Millwall, and they're in pole position as things stand.
The playoffs will be great. I think Championship playoffs are going to be amazing, aren't they?
Oh, they are. I was going to say, you're an Oxford fan, aren't you, Si? And you say they're down. I mean, they're not mathematically down, are they? Like, they win their last 2? Blackburn lose their last 2?
I'm ever the optimist, Max, but I think that realistically that defeat to Wrexham last night has done for them. I mean, Blackburn, the team immediately above them, they play tonight away at Sheffield United, managed by the former Oxford boss Chris Wilder. But I think for Oxford to win their next 2, especially with Millwall having something to play for on the final day of the season, I think the hope was that they'd be in the playoffs and cruising and taking it easy. That I don't think will be the case. So I think it's pretty safe to assume Oxford are going down. But, going down fighting and going down with their heads held high, because I was even covering the West Brom game last night, and it was pretty toxic in the away end with those Watford supporters after another heavy defeat. Saw a lot of toxicity, of course, with Leicester City. So for a team to be relegated but applauded off the pitch, and I think their fans pretty realistic with their expectations. Oxford have had a good, fun couple of seasons in the Championship, really, but the Championship is a relentless, ruthless league to stay in, isn't it?
Yeah. Lincoln will experience the Championship next season, because they won League One last night. I mean, there's been a lot of jokes about, Spurs having to go to Lincoln next season, but looks like they're going to have to. But the Lincoln project's brilliant, isn't it? Very, very well-run club.
It is, with a little bit of expertise thrown in from Landon Donovan. He's involved with the club's boards at Lincoln City, and Michael Scribala's been there for a little while now, their manager, who's been, supported over a period of time to put a squad together that really eased to that title in the end. Even though they're under a little bit of pressure from Cardiff, they never really buckled. I did one of their games against Blackpool a few weeks ago, and Sinshill Bank is a great kind of stadium. It's a little bit old school, a little bit rickety, and I've seen it when Oxford came up into the Championship. You know, teams do not like going to these slightly random locations that they're not used to. And I think it will definitely unsettle a lot of teams going there. But, you know, this isn't going to be like an FA Cup team playing in the Championship. They're there on merit, and they've actually built a squad of some real talented players there. So I think Lincoln will upset a few people next year. Inevitably, whoever is the biggest of those teams, whether it be Tottenham or West Ham or whoever it is who joins Burnley and Wolves in the Championship next season, I think those budgets, those wage, those crowd comparisons are going to be made quite a lot next season when the fixture list comes out and they see when Lincoln City are going to be playing them.
We don't have time to talk about Cambridge's injury time defeat to Grimsby Town, so that is a relief, but it's still in our hands. Thank you, Si. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers.
Simon Watts there, EFL expert. Of course, it's getting busy now, and game day light. Well, there's big games tonight, big games at the weekend. They're all big, Charlie. They're all terrifying. Come on, Bromley. Do us just beat Salford on Thursday night. We beat Barrow on Saturday, and then I'll feel slightly more comfortable. Anyway, coming up in just a second, it is the second ever Wednesday Wheel of Football.
What about Forest? Last four of European competition, and they moved 5 points clear of the drop zone with that come-from-behind win against Burnley. But, of course, all the headlines are Morgan Gibbs-White. Now, look, he wasn't included in the 35-man squad for the last two England internationals. Yeah. There's been a bit of a clamour for him to be given a chance. Is it too late for him?
No, not at all. And a number of reasons. If he keeps continuing that form, but I mean, his hat-trick was excellent, particularly goals 2 and 3. I thought the header was superb. I thought the finish for number 2, the volley at the back post, was excellent as well, and a good finish for the first one. So it's a brilliant hat-trick. How many times have we said it, Jeff? Those two games, that 35-man squad ended up a good squad to miss, right? Yeah. It really did, because the games, and there was nothing in any of the games where you'd think, oh, he's done himself a lot of good. He's done himself, you know what I mean? Because in terms of the final squad for the Americas, I looked at it, I think there's 3 or 4 players actually in the squad have done themselves more damage than good. So, in answer to your question, Gibbs-White, no, I genuinely don't think it is too late. And I understand the clamour, not just from some of the Forest fans, for him to be in that squad.
Do you think he will be?
If I was going to be brutally honest, I don't think he will be, Jeff. No, I don't. But I can understand the case for him to be in it. And the only thing he can do is what he's doing right now. Scoring goals, play well, and keep Forest in the top flight. And then you give Thomas Tuchel a real... That's all you can do, a real dilemma, or pose him a problem, or ask him a question.
He's 4 months into a 6-year contract, but we're told Liam Rosenior's position at Chelsea is already untenable.
When the fans are singing what they're singing all game, and the 5 Premier League games.
What do you mean it's irreversible?
I don't think he'll be able to get them back.
Unretrievable.
like his position.
He
I
can't
think
reverse the thinking of the fans in the same way he perceives that the fans have gone at Liverpool on slot.
Well, it's now talkSPORT's understanding that Rossini is facing a fight to keep his job. Chelsea fans let him know their thoughts following that 3-0 defeat at Brighton. Here's Danny Murphy's take on Chelsea's lacklustre performance.
They did look at times like it was thrown in the towel. But what happens is when you're not on board with what the plan is and you're in between players all the time, because Brighton popped them to death in the first half, physically you drop because you're just kind of bemused.
Now, Scotland fly half Finn Russell's told us Eddie Hearn was blown away by the passion shown by fans at the Six Nations. And that's why Matchroom are getting involved in rugby union.
You couldn't understand why it wasn't a bigger spectacle. So I think the way that he'll be able to probably transform the sport and help out clubs individually to grow their profile, which will then grow the profile for the whole sport, will be the main thing that he goes after, I think.
Finn Russell follows Henry Pollock in signing up to Matchroom Sport. And Paul Pogba reckons Bruno Fernandes would be a shoo-in for the Ballon d'Or's top 3 if he was at Arsenal, Man City or Real Madrid. Speaking to Rio Ferdinand Presents, Pogba says football lovers will always respect Bruno Fernandes. More at talksport.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday Wheel of Fortune. No, the
Wednesday Wheel of Football.
Start again. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday Wheel of Football, and here's your hosts, Max Rushden Charlie Baker.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you, Charlie.
A good afternoon to the listeners. There's the wheel.
Good afternoon to the listeners.
They're looking
There's
at
the
this.
wheel.
If you're watching on YouTube,
watching-
there it is.
Yeah. Give it a spin just to show it works.
That's worked. An actual wheel. Look at that. Very good.
There it goes. It's exciting. Okay, so here's how it works. It's the Wednesday Wheel of Football. We have two competitors. Ben, the Portsmouth fan, is here. Ben, welcome back.
Hello, Ben.
How are you guys?
Yeah, very
current
good.
champ.
Very good. Current champ. How's this week been for you?
Better than the last few, to be honest with you. So, yes,
Yeah.
Not usual you celebrate a 5-1 defeat, but we got there in the end.
Yeah, very good.
To be honest, I wasn't really talking about that. I was talking about, has your life changed since winning the Wheel of Football last week?
Oh, well, absolutely. But
Yeah,
I'm more interested in Pompey staying up.
Of course. Who wouldn't be?
Well, okay. I mean, I'm surprised that he's taking this a
50-50.
bit lightly. He's not that fussed about the Wednesday Wheel of Football.
Complacent.
He does
Sounds complacent.
Does leave the door open for Ben, the West Brom fan. Hello, Ben.
Hello,
How
Ben.
are you?
Good afternoon, gents. How are we?
Yeah, very good. Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
did you listen to the first ever Wheel of Football, or are you going into this blind?
Yeah, I'm going into it blind, but I'm so excited to be part of such a long-running and established show.
Okay, so what happens is...
Yeah. So, I mean, just be learning the list of greats that have played it.
I'm surprised it hasn't affected last week's winner's life that much. I mean, I'm ready for it. I can't wait. So
yeah,
lovely.
Your life's changed already, so here we go. So the way it works is you both name a footballer, we spin the wheel, and it will come up on a category, and we'll all discuss who we think the better answer or the
Max
right
is the chief
answer
judge.
is.
Max gets to just
Yeah, I
have
am.
final say. So
Yeah, I'm
he
the ombudsman.
delivers. He's the ombudsman. Okay,
Mhm.
let's get on. Let's
Okay,
play.
so let's play the Wednesday Wheel of Football. Okay. Ben, the Portsmouth fan. Ben, Pompey fan, give us a footballer, please.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But is it even worth me playing after that intro from Ben, the West Brom fan?
Whoa, okay. Ibrahimovic.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Ben, the West Brom fan, give us a footballer.
Peter Odemwingie.
Peter Odemwingie.
Okay,
Here we go.
Ibrahimovic versus
The wheel is
Odemwingie.
being spun. The wheel is spun.
Okay.
And the category is best dog sitter. Who would be the best dog sitter?
It's a good question.
Ibrahimovic or Odemwingie?
I don't think.
I think it's up to Ben. Ben, how do you think Ibrahimovic would get on looking after your dog?
I think he would be very attentive, much more than Peter Odemwingie, who's normally travelling up and down the country trying to find a club.
That's true, but Odemwingie might turn up early where your dog isn't. That is true. Ben, the West Brom fan.
Good point.
Yeah, Peter. Well, look, I mean, he's just answered the question for me. Peter Odemwingie's very mobile, so think of the sights that your dog will see.
That is true. That is true. Max,
What are
can
you
you
thinking,
say
Charlie?
who's the winner,
I just
please?
think if Zlatan's really up for it, I think he would be good. That's just the question. What do you think, Charlie?
Well, I like the idea of Odemwingie taking people's dogs around for them wherever he's going to
I'll
sign
give
for
it
the next club.
I'll give it Odemwingie.
Odemwingie gets it.
Okay.
Odemwingie gets it. It's 1-0.
Okay, so Ben, the Portsmouth fan, give us another footballer, please.
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho, Ben, the West Brom fan. Give us another footballer, please.
Efenakoku.
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho.
Efenakoku. The wheel is spinning.
Here we go.
The wheel has been spun. Who would do the best drawing of a horse? Who would do the best drawing of a horse? Ben, the West Brom fan.
Yeah, good question.
Well, isn't Efenakoku known for his artistic skills, or is that just me?
I don't know.
Reading the tabloids.
I don't know.
I don't know if that fact can be ratified, so we'll have to take it as fact. So
Okay.
yeah, he is a fantastic scribe and artist. So yeah,
Right, okay. It's a very powerful argument that you say you've seen Efenakoku draw a horse. Ben, the Pompey fan, can you compete with that?
And any ideas?
I just don't know what to say without getting in trouble. So, Max, you just wanted to decide.
I understand.
All right.
I don't see why you'll get in trouble for saying Ronaldinho can perfectly capture the form of a horse. What do you think, Charlie?
Well, one person gave a good argument with fact, remember, about Efenakoku.
That's true.
And then
So
the
it's
other
2-0
one, the other Ben just bottled out of it completely. So it's 2-0 to Ben, the West
2-0
Brom
to Ben,
fan.
the West Brom fan. Okay, so here we go. Give us a footballer, Ben, the West Brom fan.
Go for Triton Ivanov, the Bulgarian centre half.
Triton
Ivanov. Ivanov. Okay,
Yeah.
strong. Ben, the Portsmouth fan.
Peter Beardsley.
Peter Beardsley.
Peter Beardsley.
Sure,
Okay,
lovely.
Ivanov versus Beardsley.
We're
Here we
spinning
go.
the wheel. Here we go. Has read the most books. Who has read the most books of those? I think there's only one answer here. I think it's Ivanov. I think Triton Ivanov has read the most books. I don't know. Ben, the Portsmouth fan, what do you think?
Well, Peter Beardsley doesn't seem like the most engaging character, so I can see him tucked away in a corner of the dressing room reading during
interesting.
half-time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Fine.
Maybe.
Ivanov no longer with us, of course.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know how many books he read in his life, Ben, the West Brom fan.
I do know that. He was known for his library and coffee room.
Was he?
Which he'd often invite the national team to prior to any meetups, just for team building. So I think, I don't know if that goes any way to help in his case, but seems like a good fact to me.
It's 3-0 to Ben, the West Brom fan. Here we go.
He's
Okay,
3-0.
let's,
Won it. He absolutely won it.
Two
Here we go.
footballers to go. Here we go. Give us a footballer, Ben, the Pompey fan.
We will go for Guy Whittingham.
Guy Whittingham.
Guy Whittingham. And
Lovely.
Ben, the West Brom fan, give us a footballer.
Daniel Amakachi.
Daniel Amakachi.
Good stuff. Spin the
Lovely.
wheel.
Well, the wheel is being spun. The wheel is spun.
Two centre forwards now. Whittingham versus Amakachi.
Most likely to win a fight. We're on here.
That is tough, actually. I think that would go 12 rounds. Personally, producer Sean said, "I thought it was best of three." Is he not enjoying the Wednesday wheel of football? It's just we play all five, and that's a final score.
That's how it works. So Whittingham v Amokachi in a fight. Ben, the West Brom fan.
Yeah, there's only one player who substituted himself into a game and was the match winner. So, I don't think that can be beaten. But
that isn't to do with fighting, is it?
Strength and determination. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to give it Amokachi. Let's go with player 5. It's 4-0 to Ben the West Brom fan. It's absolutely hammering.
Last two footballers,
Ben the Pompey fan. For pride, Ben the Pompey fan, give us a footballer.
Alan Knight.
Say it again.
Alan Knight.
Alan Knight.
Okay, yeah. Pompey, legendary Pompey goalkeeper.
Alan Knight.
And Ben the West Brom fan, give us a footballer.
Alan Wright.
Alan Wright.
It's
Knighty Wright.
Alan Wright.
The Battle of the Allens.
That is for a 5-0 win.
Nicest is the category.
Ben the Pompey fan. Was Alan Knight nice?
Oh, Knighty's done loads for charity.
I see.
Absolutely loads. He must have, please don't quote me, but I'm sure it's in the millions by now.
Okay.
I'm playing for
good
pride.
stuff.
Playing for pride.
And Ben the West Brom fan. Alan Wright, the diminutive left wing back.
Yeah, let's be fair. Alan Wright has had, enough plaudits in his time for his diminutive stature, but I think Alan Knight in this instance is a worthy winner if he has raised that money to charity.
Yeah, what a nice thing. If he hasn't, it's not just someone saying he's raised millions.
It's a 4-1 win for Ben the West Brom fan. Thanks both for playing.
Thanks, Ben.
Winner stays on, so you'll be back next week, Ben the West Brom fan.
Fantastic. I don't know what I'll do myself in between now and then, but I'll enjoy the plaudits.
Yeah, write down 5 more footballers for next week. That's what I would say.
I'm enjoying it.
I will do.
Charlie.
They'll be prepared.
Thank you, gents. I'm enjoying it, Charlie. Yeah, I like it.
I
think it
we
might
need a clearer
divide the
line,
audience.
I think, for people to
Do you think so?
have
Do
their
you think so? Okay.
maybe two blokes driving down the motorway isn't.
But the Evenoff library, I like the Evenoff library.
I like it. That was good. We discovered a lot of different things, didn't we? There we are.
We really did. Anyway, love to hear your reaction. As I said, I think it may divide the audience, but it's interesting to find out.
It takes time. These things take time. And, I think people are going to enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll get your feedback. Jonesy says, I think you've just succeeded in producing the worst, most pointless, uninteresting quiz. And I use the word quiz very loosely.
It's not a quiz.
It's such a shame the quiz pointless is already a thing. Please never do this again or I'm throwing my radio out of the van.
It's not actually a quiz. It's a discussion.
It's a discussion. Danny Mills joins us in just a second and we'll look ahead to Man City's trip to Burnley tonight.
Simon and I touched on this yesterday, but there are alarm bells ringing if they miss out on Champions League football, Chelsea, but more than that, if they miss out in Europe. Now, they produced the biggest loss ever in Premier League history, 262 million for 24-25. Tell me about the damage that could be inflicted on them if it results in no Champions League football, if it results in no European football at all.
Yeah, the Champions League thing is obviously a very, very significant issue for a club with their cost base and with their losses and their run rate losses. And they are telling everybody that is asking that they are operationally profitable right now, whatever that means. It seems to me that it can only mean that you have to strip out all of the player amortization, which is about 260 million quid this year. So sure, if you strip out
one of the biggest lines in your P&L,
you can make that claim.
Then maybe you are operationally profitable. But to Frank, even then, it's a bit of a challenge going forward because they won't have the Club World Cup money. And if they drop out of the Champions League, obviously they'll also drop £80 million of UEFA prize money. It might be mitigated by a Europa Cup, maybe a Europa Cup final, which will give them, Spurs got 35 last year, so maybe 40. Can they still sell out the stadium in the Europa? Yeah, probably pretty close. So they'll probably still do £100 million match day if they're in Europe. The big issue they're going to have is if they fall into the conference. They've got a very, very challenging situation.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals and taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Natalie says, what was that? I tuned into Ibrahimovic drawing a horse.
Yeah.
It was actually Ronaldinho and Efan Akoku drawing a horse. I wasn't sure what kind of radio station I'd tuned into, says Natalie, the Spurs season ticket holder. Still, she says, come on, well, you never know. Can still do it. Loving the wheel of footballers, lads, says Cowpack Chris on the tractor in sunny Huddersfield, mainly for the naming of random footballers from yesteryear.
Well, that might be the point of it, of course.
I can't say I don't dislike that. Anyway, Burnley Man City live on talkSPORT tonight. Let's talk to former City defender Danny Mills. Hey, Danny.
Hello, Danny.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. This feels straightforward, Danny. This can't be the moment where it tips back in Arsenal's favour, can it?
You'd think not. Not after the weekend. I mean, City at this time of the season are normally quite imperious. I'd expect them to win this quite comfortably. I know there's a lot at stake for Burnley. Obviously, they could officially be relegated this evening, and so there's a lot at stake for them. That's going to happen anyhow. It's just a matter of time. I think City now have got the bit between their teeth. And of course, if they go top tonight, it could be a very, very long few weeks for Arsenal.
I mean, how much have you stared? I mean, I'd spend my whole life looking at Cambridge's fixtures and then Salford's and then Notts Counties and then West Ham's and then just basically panicking about the whole thing. I mean, I suppose you're slightly more dispassionate, Danny, or are you looking at Man City's and Arsenal's fixtures and trying to work out who's going to win what where?
Slightly more dispassionate about Arsenal and City's fixtures, but very passionate about Oxford fixtures. I know who Blackburn are playing tonight and Charlton and everybody else. Again, we're all, we've all got a vested interest in certain clubs, haven't we? And we're all thinking, what are the permutations? What might happen? And again, it's like, well, if City win 2-0 tonight, then what if they win 2-0 at the weekend? Arsenal then win 4-0. Does it swing round again? Is it in City's hands or is it in Arsenal's hands? Depends who scores the most goals if they win all their games. So I think, we all do that as football fans, and sometimes we just have to sort of sit there, put our feet up, watch the telly, and hope for the best.
Nico O'Reilly, Danny, superb season for him. Will definitely be on the plane, I'm sure, for the World Cup. Does he start for you?
I think it's difficult. And this is the problem that City have had over the years, and Phil Foden has had this type of problem as well. Manchester City are so unique to the way that they play. He's a left back, isn't he? But he plays left midfield, left wing. He's up front. He's in the box half the time. That's okay when you play how Manchester City do, and they are so fluid and people fill in. When you play in a different team and a different system, effectively, it's very hard to play that way. And I think that's why Phil Foden has struggled with England over the years, because there isn't that fluidity when you go and play for England. You know, you as a left back, you can't find yourself in the box, you know, all the time. You can't just walk into midfield. You've got too much other responsibility to do that. So undoubtedly, he's a fantastic talent. Whether he starts at left back, I'd always go with defensively. You need to be very, very solid in these tournaments, because it's not about the group games. You qualify from the group fairly easily, or you should do. It's about quarterfinals, semi-finals, when you come up against the very, very best. When you can't go walkabout, you do have to be disciplined in those areas. So, yeah, undoubtedly a fantastic talent, but it might not fit Thomas Tuchel in the way that he wants to play just because of that.
No obvious left back, though, is there, Danny, in your mind?
Well, it's weird, isn't it? You know, 2 or 3 years ago, we had 7 right backs to choose from. They've all gone missing, and we don't seem to have one. And we had quite a few left backs. You know, I still think there's an argument for Luke Shaw in there as well. You know, then we thought it was going to be Miles Lewis-Skelly, who was like, an absolute shoo-in. Let's build the team around him and build Arsenal around him. Well, he's hardly played all season. Livramento sort of been in and out. Lewis Hall, possibility. There's a lot of question marks in the England defence. You know, that's a big, big problem, I think, for Thomas Tuchel. He's got to address that first and foremost.
Would you say Nico O'Reilly is a more creative fullback than you were, Danny, or...?
In the terms of slightly, yes. You mean he's gone into the opposition half? I think he's probably got more goal. In fact, no, I'm pretty convinced he's probably got a lot more goals.
He's a proper goal threat, isn't he? He's a great goal threat for England, I think. You know, I'd start.
I always banked on, look, I'd get 1 goal and 1 red card a season. That was pretty standard for me. I would take that as a defender. But no, he's and this is obviously the modern day fullback. But again, I think, you know, the way that City plays suits him. You know, it works, and it's since Guardiola invented that Joao Cancelo role, where he became sort of the inverted fullback and effectively walked into midfield. A lot of people have tried to copy that since. There aren't too many teams that have been able to do it successfully and make it work, even at international level. It's not easy. But again, City have such a fantastic array of talent. I said several weeks ago, if there's a moment that City catch Arsenal and overtake them on the same amount of games, then Arsenal are done for. Because I think psychologically they can't come back from that. And obviously tonight, hopefully, that will be the moment.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Do you think Pep's off at the end of the season?
Who knows with Pep? He seems to change his mind, doesn't he? You know, all the time. You know, there's an argument to say, well, if they win the treble, he walks away because, you know, probably not going to get better than that. There's another argument to say, is he building something? You know, City getting better this season. Team seems to be improving all the time, seems to get some signings in that he wants. If he doesn't win it, does he go again next year to make sure he does win it and then walk away? That's the problem. Probably only Pep knows, and maybe the hierarchy have half an idea, because not that he didn't stitch them up, but when they weren't sure whether he was going to stay or leave, you know, a summer or so ago, it really messed up their transfer policy. And it cost them dear. So I think the hierarchy will know what his intentions are. But Pep being Pep, that could change, you know, especially if they suddenly win 3 trophies this season.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Danny. Thanks for coming on,
Thank you, Danny.
Cheers, guys.
Danny Mills there. Commentary of that game, Burnley versus Manchester City on talkSPORT tonight. Adrian Durham, your host for that. Sam Matterface and Andy Townsend, your commentary team. The OB producer is Declan McCarthy. It is Max and Charlie with you until 4. What are we doing in just a second? Matt Ford, comedian, host of How to Win the World Cup, the talkSPORT podcast. Forest Van, of course, will join us in just a second.
because you've been working hard for once and have worked out how many points City and Arsenal
Well,
will
I've got it all
finish on.
sorted. Just to clarify, put everybody's mind at rest. City next game, Burnley 3 points, Everton away a point, Brentford home 3 points, Bournemouth away 1 point, Palace at home 3 points, Villa 3 points. That means they're going to get 14 points. Arsenal, Newcastle at home 3 points, Fulham at home 3 points, West Ham away 1 point, Burnley at home 3 points, Palace away 3 points. Arsenal are winning it by 2 points. Let's move on.
Arsenal winning it by 2 points.
Yes.
Just run through those again for me.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
City, go through the City game. What you give City? 3v Burnley.
Yes.
Yeah.
1 at Everton.
All right, okay.
3 at is it Brentford?
Yeah.
1 at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
3 at Palace and 3 at Villa.
14.
Yep.
And you give Arsenal
3 at Newcastle.
Yeah.
3 at Fulham.
Yeah.
1 at West Ham. 3 at Burnley and 3 at Palace.
Well, that's 13.
Correct. But remember, I've got a game in hand. Arsenal,
so you're saying City win it?
No. Remember, because City have played 1 game less.
Yes.
And they're 3 points behind.
Right. Okay, yeah. 60.
You got it?
Yeah. Okay. But you're giving... this is working well, isn't it?
Good afternoon. You're listening to the world's biggest sports radio station. It is talkSPORT. 50 days until the World Cup. We'll talk about that and the podcast How to Win the World Cup with its host, Matt Ford, comedian, and Forest fan. Do some Forest as well. Will they stay up? Will they win the Europa League? All that in just a second. Before that, Ben Fletcher has the sports headlines.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan van range. Scoring a winning hat-trick of performance, payload and price. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
Good afternoon. Liam Rosenior is facing a fight to save his job, with the Chelsea hierarchy believed to be discussing a plan of action. talkSPORT understands he's on a less stable footing, despite being only 4 months into a 6-year contract. talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook says it doesn't look good.
5 defeats in a row now without scoring a single goal for the first time since 1912. That was the year the Titanic sunk, and you feel like the iceberg is certainly on the horizon when it comes to Liam Rosenior. But what on earth did Chelsea do next? They've tried with Mauricio Pochettino, they've tried with Enzo Maresca, now they've tried with Liam Rosenior. None of it really seems to be working.
Former Blue Emmanuel Petit has told talkSPORT he's always felt the step up from Strasbourg was too big for Rosenior.
You are not famous as a manager. You are a young manager. You don't have the experience to manage the ego of the players into the dressing room. It's such a big club, Chelsea, with big players. So you have to get someone, with personality, character, but as well an experience, something that can prove I know how to win things.
Next up, an FA Cup semi-final against Leeds. Another ex-Chelsea player, Robert Huth, thinks that could be a key indicator of whether Rosenior keeps his job. He's also called on the dressing room to stand up and be counted.
You spot on, the players need to take responsibility. How many times does Sanchez give the ball away when he's got a ball in his feet? Someone just needs to go, right, let's just play long for the next 5-10 minutes. But no one seems to take control of that situation. They keep doing the same mistake over and over again.
Elsewhere today, Everton have confirmed Jared Branthwaite will miss the rest of the season through a hamstring injury. James Tavernier has announced he'll leave Rangers at the end of the season, and Jude Bellingham says he owes it to Birmingham to invest in the Phoenix 100 franchise. The Real Madrid midfielder has bought a 1% stake. There's more at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
The Prime Minister's former Chief of Staff, Morgan McSweeney, will be quizzed by MPs next week, and supporters of assisted dying have been demonstrating in Westminster ahead of the final debate in the House of Lords on Friday. More from Will at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Sort your new tyres this spring at a time that suits you best, from the comfort of your home or work 7 days a week with our mobile tyre fitting service. Conditions apply.
The odd shower in Cornwall and some gusts in the southwest, but dry and sunny in the main throughout this afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to talkSPORT. Max Rushden, and that noise was made by Charlie Baker.
The detective music, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's two guys.
Yeah. I presume I'm doing things by the book.
Yeah, and I'm not playing by the rules.
And I'm like, you're gonna get us thrown off the case.
Yeah.
Krachansky.
Let's get down to Tool Station, see what deals they got.
You can't help yourself. Anyway, there is an excellent podcast from talkSPORT called How to Win the World Cup. Its host is Matt Ford.
Oh, he's good.
He is good, and he has comedians on it like Alex Brooker and people who've won the World Cup like Emmanuel Petit. Here is a clip of Petit talking about how he may have been cursed on a beach in Saint-Tropez and how it ultimately ended his career.
After the World Cup in 2002, I was lading on the beach on Saint-Tropez, south of France. A friend of mine used to sell watches, on the beach. He said, Manu, can I tell you something? Some people in Senegal asked me to tell you this because they know that we're friends. They said, you know that we are a very superstitious country, If you don't follow what I'm going to tell you, something's bad going to happen to you. I said, what do you mean? He said, you're going to stop playing football and you're going to get a very, very bad injuries. So if you follow what I'm going to tell you, you may have a chance to avoid it. He said, you have to go in Africa. You have to buy a cow to kill her. And then you have to follow the ritual, which I didn't do, obviously. 6 months later, I had a very bad injuries on my knee, and I had to stop playing.
There we are. That's how to win the World Cup.
Why didn't Emmanuel Petit go and buy a cow and kill it? Anyway, that is Emmanuel Petit. It's on the How to Win the World Cup. And its host is Matt Ford. Matt Ford, he joins us now. Fordy, you okay?
40.
Oh, man. Isn't that incredible?
Great clip. Great clip. What a
guy.
Have you ever bought a watch off a beach, Matt?
No, but that's only because I can't wear them.
Oh.
They aggravate my eczema.
Oh, I've got eczema as well, man. It's bad.
Isn't it a curse? Isn't it a curse?
It's a curse. It really is a curse.
So I'm allergic, so I can't buy them. I've never bought a cow either, or killed one.
Never bought a cow.
That was my next question.
Cows. 8, 10, 89. Do you know what? It's a really fun podcast, and obviously, as you can tell from that clip, it veers into not just every single second of how to win the World Cup, but it's a great way. It's a great place to start from, and I guess as we get towards the World Cup, people will start, and you are the most guilty of this of all the people on earth, getting very overexcited about England's chances, and this is a great way in as a pod, I think, of getting you ready for the World Cup.
I think so. Like, as it gets close, there's only 50 days to go. The season starts to wind down, the domestic season. Obviously, your mind, now that the kits are out and stuff like that, you start thinking, hang on a minute, in a few weeks, this whole thing's going to kick off. We're all going to go do Lally again. And what are the things that actually mean that you win it? And I think the only thing, and I totally believe in England every summer, as you well know. The only thing that, having done this podcast, that is just making me think twice is the conditions, is the heat and the humidity. Because if it was just about talent, we'd win it. But if it's about talent plus heat, then I think we might be in trouble.
Yeah, but I mean, I love your optimism, Matt, but you are, like a lot of England fans, forget that they play football in other countries. And if it was just about talent, France will probably win it.
Yeah. Spain.
Nah, come on.
Argentina are good.
This is, come on, man, we're England and Scotland. They're there and all. You have to believe, because otherwise, where's the fun?
No, I like the hope. And interestingly, and you won't have had this, Matt, but when we got to the final of the Euros, those two finals, I found myself second guessing whether I wanted to win. And just before you laugh at me, because the boys of 66 are so deified in my mind because I never saw them play. I've never seen Alan Ball or Bobby Charlton, or any of them, or Nobby Stiles have a bad game. And just before England-Italy, I was like, but I've seen Luke Shaw have a bad game. Do I want these guys to be on the same level of those guys? I sort of had a panic about, I know how to deal with heroic failure. Like, I'm tuned up to that. I don't know how to deal with us possibly winning something.
Though, isn't it? It's time,
Max, you are so English, it hurts. that is painfully English. Is worrying about what success would feel like. We've got to be more American. We're gonna kick some ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna go out there and kick some butt.
Yes, I mean, I suppose the thing is as well. I mean, I was thinking more American in some ways, perhaps not exactly how they're running the world at the moment. I don't know. I don't know if that gives you any sort of like slight. I want this World Cup to be great, but I slightly like the war in Iran to not be happening type thing.
Well, I think we would all love wars not to be happening, but the World Cup is happening. And our mindset, when I meant American, like just as people, they're just confident. They believe, they're optimistic. They believe they're going to win. We need a bit of that. We need to not worry so much. We need to go out there, play, express ourselves and be confident.
Yeah, it's a lot of games, isn't it, Matt? Are you going to be sitting up all night watching them? Is it what's your watching tactics going to be?
I'll tell you what my tactics are. I'm going to sit up. The ones that I don't watch in the pub or at home with cans, I'm going to watch at home with maybe some chocolate and some lemonade.
Nice. And so you're going to just try and watch all of them?
Trying to, yeah. I think it'd be good. The thing is, it's so addictive. How can you... Do you know what? I have this problem. When I stay in a Premier Inn,
mm-hmm.
I can't sleep properly because I know I've got the breakfast in the morning and I'm so excited. I'm waking up like on the hour, every hour. Because I'm like, those sausages are going to be in me in a bit. Like, what? Then it'd be the same with the World Cup. How can you go to bed knowing that football is happening and you're not watching it? What sort of man would you be?
Well, I suppose Austria v Jordan is very much the watery scrambled eggs that you avoid at 4 a.m. is the watery scrambled eggs that you avoid. Can I ask you about Forest? Because obviously you can't focus on the World Cup until Forest season's done, and it isn't done in two ways. Although you must feel safe. Do you feel safe now in the Premier League?
Not fully, no. Feel safer than we did. Beating Spurs at their place 3-0 was big, and then the round of results at the weekend was massive.
Yeah, that was great at the weekend.
It was huge for us. But it's still, we've got a really hard run in. We've got Sunderland away, we've got to play Newcastle, Chelsea and Man United. This is not an easy 5 games. I think the crucial difference is Spurs look completely emotionally broken.
Yeah.
They just look. They look upset already. Whereas with Forest and with Wolves, you feel like there's a bit of fight about us a bit more. Now, maybe that doesn't count for anything in the end if you're outclassed, but I just think there's a bit more of a spirit. And I think, all other things being equal, that might just be the thing that does it, is we're just a bit more confident.
I think Chris Wood coming back's great for you, isn't it, Fordy? He's got to score his 12 goals for the season, which he always scores, so he's going to get loads in the next few games.
He's got to squeeze them all into 5 games.
Next 5 games is going to be amazing. I mean, him coming back is a real positive, isn't it? That's exactly the sort of player you want for a relegation run-in.
You're absolutely right. And because partly the problem we've had all season is that we can create chances. That infamous Wolves game now where we create like 35 chances or something and didn't score. It's that final bit. We're really good until the final bit, scoring goals. And I feel that's unfairly counted against us, really. There's a minor detail. Against it. Yeah, there's a lot of judgment against teams who don't score these days. Game's gone, mate.
And what about the Europa League? What about Villa in the Europa League?
Do you know what? If it was over one leg, I'd fancy us a bit more. Because I think the underdog can ride their luck a bit in one leg. Over 2, it's tricky. But again, we're on a good run of form. We've got some phenomenal footballers. I mean, when you look at us, whenever they read out the starting 11, that's one of the best teams in the world. Murillo Milenkovic, Anderson, Gibbs-White, Nico Williams, Matt Sells, Chris Wood, Hudson-Odoi, Olareni. You go with that? That could easily be a top 5 Premier League outfit. So, things, for whatever reason, we find ourselves in this mess. But the individuals we have and the way it's all working together,
It just fancy us to be able to do anything at the moment.
I just love your
Forest
optimism,
could win the World Cup.
Fordy.
That's how good we are.
Love it, Fordy.
Forest is the World Cup. The better everybody.
Good stuff, Fordy. That's going on, pal.
Thank you, Fordy.
Thank you so much. You read.
Yes, that optimism is so good.
Really
I love
is.
that. I know what he means. Sometimes they read out the Cambridge lineup. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
But
Torquay should have won that.
Hey, and he talks about the sadness of Tottenham. I mean, Xavi Simons has taken over from Gabriel Jesus as the saddest looking.
He looks sad.
When he
does
looks
look
sad,
doesn't he?
just so
I feel like
sad.
he puts
Anyway,
it
today
on a bit.
does mark.
I think it's a bit performative.
Possible.
From Xavi
I've
Simons.
heard there is some. I think there's a documentary team following me around. I'm not sure. Someone said he had an entourage of 50. It's a lot of entourage, isn't it?
Too many.
Can you imagine working out what their meals were? You need a whole coach. This seat's 51. Me and my entourage. It might be nonsense, that, before he yells at me. Today marks 50 days until the start of the 2026 FIFA World Cup across the USA, Mexico and Canada. talkSPORT is your home for the tournament, offering live, uninterrupted commentary of all 104 matches. Unrivaled coverage will be led by Adrian Durham. He's doing all the games. Stuart Pearce and Charlie Adam bringing you the inside track from the England and Scotland camps, from the opening game in Mexico to the final whistle in New Jersey. We're with you 24 hours a day as 48 nations battle it out to become champions of the world. Live on location throughout the tournament, daily shows, roving reporters, ensuring you don't miss any of the breaking stories. I'll be doing the warm-up, Charlie, from Los Angeles at 3 in the morning.
Beautiful.
That doesn't suit me at all, but, there you go. I work funny hours. It's okay. We'll be the first place where you can have your say. And for the first time, a World Cup will be live and in vision on talkSPORT across YouTube and CTV. I'm not reading this, Charlie, by the way.
I know. This is all the sort of stuff that's
information
in your head.
Is in my mind.
Let's get on with it, because the Hoosiers are here and they're in the studio. They're in to see us.
All right, they're sitting there. Okay, well, then other stuff is happening. Just listen to the World Cup on talkSPORT. I mean, I know people will. I should have just said that. The World Cup's happening, and surprisingly, we're covering it. So listen to it. The Hoosiers will join us in just a second.
Seen Arsenal. Nicola touches fire. Be fire. The other should win. Never beat with the dog. Don't get favour mine. Geo. Lose this demise. What does that mean? Demise. Can you hear me? You're supposed to win. Never beat the quadruple. The treble. The treble. The double. Hybrid. Richard Gibbs FC. Set piece FC. Can you hear me? Set piece FC. You're supposed to win. Never been callouts. Here's Morgan. Can you hear me? Greatest club side in the world. You're supposed to win. Never beaten Matt Lucas OBE. Sharpie, Ben. Can you hear me, Sharpie? Can you hear me, Sharpie? You're supposed to win. Never beaten. Lost London forever. Can you hear me? Lost and never. You're supposed to win. Never beaten.
What a weekend in the Premier League. Arsenal have gone and bottled it again. The gift that keeps on giving. Arteta's fire wasn't enough to get anything at the Etihad. Man City now have the chance to go top on Wednesday. That game's live on talkSPORT. Give us a call. Arsenal fans, have you bottled it? 03 717 22 33 Elsewhere tonight, West Ham, they failed to take advantage of Spurs dropping points. De Zerbi, though, he got his first point in charge at Spurs. It was my wedding day, and I cannot believe what Kevin Danso is doing in the 95th minute.
welcome to talkSPORT Goals and taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Single on the radio. First radio play? Who knows, Max?
Is it the first one?
I don't know. Is this first radio play? Hoosiers? I don't know.
We've got loads of
Radio 2 breakfast. It's on Radio 2 breakfast all the time. For goodness sake, Charlie.
For this.
Yes, this is So High, and it's the new single from the Hoosiers, Erwin Sparks and Alan Charlton. They join us in the studio. Well, they join Charlie in the studio. I'm in my shed. Gentlemen, thanks for coming
Imagine
in.
if they turned up in your shed. Oh, yeah, I've supported.
That'd be great. Very welcome.
Even better.
How are you, chaps?
Never better. How about yourself?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Now, Alan, you're an Exeter fan, aren't you? And it's very rare that Charlie would allow an Exeter fan into the studio.
He's just a nice man, so, you know, I let it happen.
What is it about now that means I'm allowed to come?
No,
it's
just
nothing
nice
to
man.
do with the league position.
No, just a nice
okay,
man.
good.
Just a nice man.
Thank
so,
you.
know.
Is that why they've invited us on to just ridicule?
I feel like it might be.
But, Alan, you know, your keeper did score like in the last minute, didn't they?
I mean, that's...
You know, to keep you in the hunt. So that was glorious.
It's brilliant. If it had been a winner... I know it sounds greedy.
No,
If it had been a winner, but 1 point is just not enough at this point.
It's very much attack. Our keeper scored in the playoff final, which we then went on to lose on penalties.
About Jimmy Glass?
No, Jimmy Glass is Carlisle. Yeah, he kept them in the league.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. Our keeper. Then we went on to lose the playoff final in penalties. So it doesn't. It's nearly a great moment, but it's not quite. Anyway, you are going on tour. Very, very soon, a national tour.
We are, we're doing lots of tours this year.
Yeah.
We're doing an acoustic tour, we're doing record store tours, because the new way of releasing albums, you have to actually hand deliver them to the
record
Yeah,
store.
that's just the way it is now. So we're doing that next month, and then in October we're doing a huge UK tour.
Yeah, and the record store tour is it the two of you, or will you have anyone else with you? Or
Yeah, it's just us two.
Yeah. You turn up in the record store
because we've only got to deliver 2 albums, one each.
And I'll be playing the songs. I'll be taking the money.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
it's
know
why
that.
I don't see any money.
Like how long have you been going for now, Erwin?
Well, I'm glad you asked. This is our 31st year, I believe, of musical husbandry. I don't mean that as husbandry is usually used. You are my musical husband now.
Yes,
but next year will be the 20th anniversary of our debut album.
And how did it start? So were you at school together? Were you students together? Or?
Nearby. Only the A329 separating young musical brotherhood.
So many musical differences split between the A329. aren't there? So
Totally.
to
Montague and
manage to get
Capulet.
over that. Yeah, exactly, to get over that. But I read you, despite, the A329 links, you actually sort of began in the States. How did you end up there?
Yeah, we moved on soccer scholarships. We went to Indiana and we played soccer for the University of Indianapolis.
The two of you?
Together. We were dreadful.
Not good enough for the scholarship, or
we lasted a year.
Yeah, there's a reason we came back.
But hang on, you can't have been bad. I mean, unless how did the trials work? Did you just say you were good?
But honestly, pretty much. There's like a collegiate, like an agent who goes around and like looks for talent.
Yeah,
and it was sort of not pre-internet, obviously, but it was an easier deal. We just said we had prowess.
Do you remember though? There was a video that was made, compiled of our greatest moments.
Yeah,
which included for me there was some guy who was like 6 foot banging it in from the halfway line. Everyone goes, "Well done, Dino," and then I turned up.
Yeah.
So it was obviously something that went very wrong in the edit. And I still remember the look on our coach's face, like when he realised he was going to have to put up with us. You know, and so
it was great.
How does that work? How does that work a year in America?
Oh man, honestly, it was a joyous time. But yeah, soccer over there is a strange thing, and the terms for everything were different. My first game, I came off the bench, and they went, "You're playing stopper," and I was like, I just ran on. I didn't ask. I was too late. I didn't ask. I didn't know what it was. And I went and stood next to the goalie.
Yeah, of course. That sounds like stopper to me. Yeah.
Did you go, Owen, wanting to be footballers or wanting to make music?
Well, we knew we would never actually be footballers. We'd seen ourselves play, but we thought it would give the illusion of doing something with our lives whilst attempting to get the band further along. So that didn't work out either.
But we did come back. But you had some big hits, and keeping the band going has been a passion project, or you've always wanted to just make as much music as you possibly can.
Nothing could compete with that moment, I think, of getting in a room with your buddies and making some abysmal noise.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we enjoy it now more than we ever have, which is wonderfully pathetic, and we're really leaning into it.
No, we are privileged, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, when you've done it for this long, it's your 20th anniversary, right?
Yeah.
I suppose you do, like when we all sadly get older, we all sort of do, without sounding like an Instagram reel saying live, life, love or whatever, you do like appreciate that you've got a fun job, that you think this is mad that we're doing this, right?
Absolutely. And definitely when everything locked down, that was a real point for us where we lost being able to perform live, and I think it was a real wake-up call for us. So hence we've been making new albums and just loving the whole process, loving being together, playing on stage, and it is a real privileged position.
Noel Gallagher said that he felt they were better because they were older, because they knew what they were doing. They weren't just picking it up and going, I don't know what this does, but let's have a go at it.
No,
they'd learn how to be musicians. They'd learn how to be musicians and to play the music properly. And do you feel the same, or
completely? There is that element you realise that you were not blagging it because we could play, but the more you go into it, the more you do live, the more you see other bands doing it. And you go, oh yeah, you can raise your game. And I've probably practiced more now than I did back then, because for lots of the reasons that Max
it's that or look after the kids, you
basically, I'm in the shed to drum again.
Exactly. Ross in Paisley says that the Hoosiers were the first gig I ever went to, the O2 in Glasgow. The support act was the Script.
Yes.
Where are they now?
Yeah, and exactly. Who else has supported you? Anybody?
Not as memorable as the Script.
No, the Script's
Script,
great.
and they were wicked. Lovely guys as well, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get some.
I know.
We're about to get a real answer then, Max. And he bailed. Owen bailed out of the real answer.
You saw that in real time, didn't you? Yeah. No, I still want Danny to take my call. He won't.
So the record store tour, because you have to promote music differently these days, don't you? That's just how it goes. So you're at Esquires in Bedford, Wax and Beans in Bury, the Baltic in Liverpool. I've been there. That's good. You're doing Truck Festival in Oxford.
Yes.
This is an acoustic record store tour. Yeah. Oakham, London, Rough Trade, Southampton, all over the place. If you've got a vinyl shop near you, the Hoosiers will turn up there.
Yeah, and it is the way it happens now. People genuinely, it's how we sell most albums.
Yeah.
Real albums other than streaming stuff. And we won't talk about streaming, but yeah, it's genuinely, it's a new thing for us, but.
And it's a big one for us because of the whole album is called Compassion, and just to say, because there's enough music being released today, so we really had to have a think about why we're doing this, and I think it's just something that's one of those rare moments where the message is more important than the music. And I know our label will hate me for saying that, but it's something everybody needs, and there's not enough of right now. And I think it feels timely.
Brilliant. So the album's called Compassion, and the tour, you can find all the tickets online.
Yeah, Neil in Cheltenham says, I saw the Hoosiers in Cheltenham a couple of years ago, absolutely fantastic. And you're so right. Like, I get yelled at, chaps, for being too woke all the time, but there is not enough compassion. And there's a lot of yelling and a lot of shouting and there's a lot of anger within the world, not just within talkSPORT phone-ins. And so I agree with you. So look, thanks so much for coming in.
Oh,
and let's play we'll play your single again. It's So High. This is the Hoosiers. Go and buy it. Go and see him on tour. Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for coming in. Good luck to Exeter and your survival.
Thank you.
Many
Love was in the air in the Garden of England, Kent, at the weekend. talkSPORT's very own Jamie O'Hara tied the knot with his fiancée, and as you'd expect, his co-host Jason Cundy was in attendance, sporting his Ange Postecoglou mask, as viewers of YouTube or smart TV will be able to see right now. Jason's in the building to record another edition of Inside Chelsea. I'm pleased to say he's in the studio.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, everyone. How are we?
Morning, Chase. How long did it take you to decide you were going to wear the mask?
Oh, no time at all. That mask was always coming. The photos are great. I've just seen myself on the dance floor. They're big Ange on the dance floor.
By the way,
trying
Jace,
some shapes.
Oh, Jace, you took the words out my mouth, mate. I'm going to tell you right now, I can't see Big Ange moving like that. I mean, I love Big Ange.
Mind you,
he ain't moving like that, mate.
Coisty, I've got to tell you, mate, on Sunday morning I paid for it. Yeah, those moves come with a price.
Yeah. So this was an early fixture. It was a 2 o'clock kickoff.
It was. I've got to say, what a brilliant day. It was so well put together. The weather was fabulous. His wife looked stunning. Jay looked fab. It was just a brilliant day. Everything went the way he wanted it to go.
Yeah.
And then they went to the reception. The reception was fab. And then, as you can see there, I was enjoying myself, throwing a few shapes. The hips were... snake hips came out, which is rare these days for me.
Brilliant.
But it was just a fabulous day. Really brilliant day.
So I assume you avoid watching Chelsea against Man United then,
well,
did you?
as it turned out, the day... It's amazing when you don't... Because of... Listen, I've covered every Chelsea game, and it was on my mind, but when you're at a wedding, you know...
He's 4 months into a 6-year contract, but we're told Liam Rosenior's position at Chelsea is already untenable.
When the fans are singing what they're singing all game, and the 5 Premier League games...
What do you mean it's irreversible?
I don't think he'll be able to get them back.
Unretrievable.
Like his position,
He
I
can't
think
reverse the thinking of the fans in the same way he perceives that the fans have gone at Liverpool on slot.
Well, it's now talkSPORT's understanding that Rosenior is facing a fight to keep his job. Chelsea fans let him know their thoughts following that 3-0 defeat at Brighton. Here's Danny Murphy's take on Chelsea's lacklustre performance.
They did look at times like it was thrown in the towel. But what happens is when you're not on board with what the plan is and you're in between players all the time, because Brighton popped them to death in the first half, physically you drop because you're just kind of bemused.
Now, Scotland fly half Finn Russell's told us Eddie Hearn was blown away by the passion shown by fans at the Six Nations. And that's why Matchroom are getting involved in rugby union.
You couldn't understand why it wasn't a bigger spectacle. So I think the way that he'll be able to probably transform the sport and help out clubs individually to grow their profile, which will then grow the profile for the whole sport, will be the main thing that he goes after, I think.
Finn Russell follows Henry Pollock in signing up to Matchroom Sport. And Paul Pogba reckons Bruno Fernandes would be a shoo-in for the Ballon d'Or's top 3 if he was at Arsenal, Man City or Real Madrid. Speaking to Rio Ferdinand Presents, Pogba says football lovers will always respect Bruno Fernandes. More at talksport.com.
Paddy's Challenge on talkSPORT with Hawksby and Jacobs. What critics are calling one of the many radio quiz segments happening this week. Paddy Power. 18 plus begambleaware.org.
And I have some big news, Charlie.
Okay, go on.
I have been told by management to sit on a cushion so that for the viewers on the smart TV and YouTube, half my head is not cut off by big graphics saying Fury with Leeds or whatever it is. So there you go. Are you happy with the position of my head?
I think I think you're quite tall. I just look tall, sat down.
No, I understand. You have a long body, tiny little legs.
Short little legs.
Tiny legs,
That's how it
long
works.
body. It's how it works. Anyway, time now for Paddy's Challenge, our quiz for charity in association with our friends and official betting partner, Paddy Power. In Paddy's Challenge, we put our knowledge of the wonderful world of sport to the test with the chance of raising lots of cash for our nominated charities. I'm playing for the Sporting Memories Network, Charlie raising funds for the Rowcross Hospice, helping to manage proceedings and ensure fair play. It's guest quizmaster Ben Fletcher. Welcome, Fletch.
Hello, Fletch.
A very good afternoon, gents. You'll have to forgive me. I'm sans headphones at the moment, so I'll have to work on my lip reading skills for the next couple of seconds. But Paddy's Challenge, you'll each be asked 3 multiple-choice questions posed by the voice of Paddy Power, Alistair McGowan. The winner will be the player
Does
that
that
scores
mean
the most
Fletch
points
can't
in
hear
the
me?
event.
This is
tonight.
Fletch
You'll
can't
both
hear me,
win a
Charlie.
chance to raise some cash for your charities. The last time we
Speak up,
played,
Fletch.
Max won and backed Bayern Munich to
Speak
advance
up.
in the Champions League, which they did with a 4-3
I
win
said
over Real
speak
Madrid
up.
last
I
week,
seem paying
6-4
no
on
attention.
aggregate. That's another £32.40 added to the Sporting
It's like
Memories
he's
pot.
ignoring me, Charlie.
Let's see if we can raise some more cash for your charities this week. Charlie, just
don't
tell
want
me,
to
who have
play.
Torquay United got on final day? And go into as much depth as you like.
We have got on the final day Tonbridge Angels. It's
Okay.
Tonbridge Angels instead.
Nice, like that.
And we need at least a point to get into the playoffs. But hopefully we'll win so we can go up as high as possible and be in fifth. You want to be in third or
the home semi-final.
Second or third. You want that semi-final.
This is some good stuff here, guys.
It's great content.
Good
My
football
apologies.
chat.
I am now plugged in. Those of you
Ben
watching
is
on
now
YouTube can
plugged
see
in.
I've got the old princess layers on. So the virtual coin toss has taken place off air. It has decreed that Charlie will be going first on this occasion. So if our highly paid technical department are ready, if Mr. Alistair McGowan is ready, Charlie, here comes your first question.
Mohamed Salah's goal in last weekend's Merseyside derby equalled a Premier League record. How many goals has Salah now scored in the Merseyside derby in his time at Liverpool?
9.
A, 9. B, 10. Or C, 12.
You going with 9, are you?
9.
1 point to Charlie.
Is the
Well
correct
done, Charlie.
answer.
Yes.
Liverpool's number 11 broke the deadlock at the Hill Dickinson Stadium from a low Cody Gakpo cross. Was Everton's offside? Not convinced.
Ooh.
Controversial. More of those views on Weekend Extra Time 1 till 5 Saturday and Sunday morning.
Great show. I hear it's a great show.
Indeed.
They're looking for a new presenter for that, actually.
A new long-term one.
Yeah. They like the show. They're not sure about the hosts.
Yeah, one who's on not such good terms with human resources. Max, here comes your first question.
Hello,
Good
yes.
Whose Premier League Merseyside derby goal-scoring record did Mohamed Salah equal in last weekend's match? A, Robbie Fowler. B, Divock Origi. Or C, Stephen Gerrard.
So what was the question?
What was the question?
Would you like to
Whose
replay?
Premier League Merseyside derby goal-scoring record did Mohamed
Oh.
Salah equal in last weekend's match? A, Robbie Fowler. B, Divock Origi. Or C, Stephen Gerrard.
Why would they put Origi in there? But he can't have done that many. Robbie Fowler.
Oh dear,
C.
Is incorrect. It is Stephen Gerrard.
Yeah.
Do you know the all-time top goal scorer in the Merseyside derby with 25? Charlie, you first.
Dixie Dean.
What about you, Max? What say you?
Dixie Dean's a great shout. Dalglish.
It's Ian Rush.
How many?
25.
How many Dixie Dean get?
I don't have that on my information sheet.
Football was invented before 1992, Fletch.
Well,
Yeah, Ian Rush's goals would
I know,
probably
yeah, no,
mostly
that
be
was, but I
before.
didn't stand the argument.
It was not 1991.
I was just doing the
Yeah,
sort
no,
of
I
thing
was-
that gets
no, it was
shouted
good.
at you.
I enjoyed it.
1991 football started when Woking famously beat West Brom in the FA Cup, but a story for another day.
Everyone remembered that.
So Charlie, they do remember that actually. 1-0.
Tim Bazaglo?
It was Tim Bazaglo, father of talkSPORT's very own Olivia Bazaglo.
Look, you said, of course, father of talkSPORT's Alan Brazil.
Now that'd be a story. Charlie, you have a 1-0 lead.
Two different
Is it A,
stories.
Alan Brazil. B. Sorry. Carry on.
Wrong on so many levels, or whatever it is Alistair McGowan says. Your second question, Charlie. Here it comes.
Yeah.
Frank Lampard was named Championship Manager of the Season at this season's EFL Awards after taking Coventry back to the Premier League after a 25-year absence. How many games have Coventry won so far this season? A, 26, B, 29, or C, 32?
I should know this because if I'd have looked at the table and like...
Yeah, it's not an easy one to know. This
It's tricky, isn't it?
I'm going to say 29 games.
Oof. I'm afraid the correct answer is 26. 18 months at the Sky Blues has allowed manager Frank Lampard to reinvigorate both the club and indeed himself and his managerial career. Coventry are the first then Premiership team to be held on their own soil by a non-league team in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
would you care to guess?
Started before.
Would you care to guess which non-league team achieved that feat?
Was it Woking?
It was indeed, under the stewardship of Jeff Chappell.
Dixie Dean scored 19 goals in the Merseyside derby.
How about that?
Makes him Everton's all-time top scorer in the derby. If that's the last question, then I have absolutely ruined the quiz.
Well, funny you should say that. Max, here comes your second question.
Ollie Watkins hit his 100th goal for Aston Villa as they beat Bologna in the Europa League semi-final last week. He's the first player to score 100 goals for Villa since Peter McParlin did so in which season in the 1960s? A, 1965-66, B, 1960-61, or C, 1963-64?
Yeah, football started before 1992, for goodness sake.
0377.
Oh, you know this one, do you, Charlie?
No, not a clue.
You know all of Peter
Not a clue.
McParlin's goals?
What are you even doing on
C,
talkSPORT?
ABC, 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 C. Oh dear, oh dear.
You should have gone middle diddle. It was 60-61. Watkins has put up double figures for goals in every season at Villa. Last term became the club's all-time leading Premier League goal scorer, breaking our very own Gabby Agbonlahor's record of 74.
That's the Newton Abbott effect. Thank you.
It is. I see Ben Gearing, our mutual mate's got a new gig, by the way. But what's it called? Bovis Stepney or something? I can't remember the name of it.
What are you two talking about?
It's non-league chat.
Non-league chatter.
Non-league chatter.
If only there was a dedicated section on the talkSPORT network.
Lovely, wouldn't it?
Football.
Non-league football. Come on now.
Sunday mornings.
Is it on weekend extra time?
Funnily enough, I hear on a Sunday morning at 4:15 we have the non-league executive editor John Couch on talking all things non-league. Give us a whirl.
Oh, for the win.
I bet he's thrilled
Fletch.
to get up at 4:50.
Here comes. Hey, it's breakfast somewhere. Max, here comes your third and final question.
Yes.
It's my question, isn't it?
Oh no,
Charlie.
sorry, I do beg your pardon.
On.
It's Charlie. I apologise.
Concentrate on the job in
Come on.
hand, please, Fletch.
Charlie, your third and final question and an opportunity
No
for
one's
you to
interested
win.
in Tim Pot Woking. Let's go.
Brentford drew 0-0 with Fulham last weekend.
Yeah.
How many consecutive games have the Bees now drawn? A, 5, B, 4, or C, 3?
3.
Oh. Oh dear, oh dear.
Just was it 4?
It was 5.
5.
Brentford remained 7th with 48 points. Fulham 12th, 3 points behind the Bees with 5 matches remaining.
They've gone
so,
0-0, 2-2, 0-0, 2-2, 0-0,
Oh,
like a sort
like
of
that.
crochet pattern. Yes, Fletch, my
it is
question.
rather
Can
like,
I
isn't
steal it? Can I do anything?
You have an opportunity to split the pot if you get this right. If you get it
Okay.
wrong, it all belongs to
Let me
Charlie.
focus.
Here it comes. Good luck.
Bayern Munich secured the Bundesliga title for the 35th time last weekend, scoring a record number of goals in the process. How many did they rack up in this season's campaign? A, 109, B, 99, or C, 119?
109.
1 point to Max.
Oh.
Yes. Correct answer. Kane, Elise and Diaz scored 59 of those 109.
Very good.
So, it's a draw, which means that Paddy is giving both of you a £10 bet. It just remains for me to ask, what are you going to go for, Charlie first?
Well, can you ask Max first?
What are we going to go for? Max first.
I'm going to go for... Oh, that's a good question.
I'm going to go for a Man City win.
Right, hang on.
Okay, all right, okay. Go on then.
No, you can do that, Charlie.
A Man City win.
A Man City win. Oh, that's brave. Max?
I will go... Xavi Simons to get an assist at Wolves.
Why not? We'll see how you get on and reveal the winnings next week. Good luck to you both.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Fletch. That's this week's challenge in the book. Thanks to our friends at Paddy Power. 18 plus, BigGamblerWare.org.
Paddy's Challenge on talkSPORT with Paddy Power. 18 plus, BigGamblerWare.org.
Charlie said, I just won £10 bet with my mate that Fletch would say, but that's a story for another day.
He loves that,
Mate. Thank you,
That's
Charlie.
his autobiography title.
It is Max and Charlie with you. Marcus Ramble. Marcus Ramble.
Come on. It's nearly there.
Marcus Speller
15 minutes
from
to
the
go.
Football Ramble. 1 bit to go. Will join us and we will do some Premier League stuff with him. And then Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent take over with Drive. Commentary of Burnley versus Man City on talkSPORT tonight. Adrian Durham, your host for kickoff. And then the lads with Sports Bar. After that, it is talkSPORT.
Are you nervous as a player when you're 2-0 up against Wolves? Are you nervous in that game? Are you nervous when you're playing against Brentford and you're playing against Forest?
Perhaps
Are
Arsenal
you nervous in those games?
Arsenal bit off more than they can chew, Simon. They were really big in 4 competitions. Is the workload played a part?
Well, they fixed that.
Maybe that game came just at the wrong time from an Arsenal.
But they fixed that, haven't they?
That game now.
Here's the fact: they've been in this situation twice before, and they've cracked, and it looks like they're cracking again. Why are they cracking again?
Let's discuss that at the end of the season.
Never mind City. Why are they cracking again?
Because, look, the squad players that come in, Arsenal played with 4 central defenders yesterday. No Calafiori to develop the play in midfield that they normally have. No Timber, that tenacity that they has to help when Haaland's doing his stuff. Yeah,
But you've got to find a way, haven't you?
Yeah, but
the squad should be strong
People
enough
come in to replace.
cope with that.
Don't they? We're on our 3rd right back yesterday.
But that's not the point, is it?
No, it is the point.
You keep ignoring the point.
It's not your point.
You can elevate your voice if you want to because you don't like the conversation. No one would look at Arsenal winning,
No, what I'm saying, Simon,
losing
is-
away to Man City
what
as
I'm
a bad
saying,
result.
it's
the other results.
There's always
that
a
built up
first
to
choice
this.
player, isn't there? So when a second
But
choice
when you're
player
playing
comes
against
in,
the bottom sides in the division and you're
yes,
trying
that's
to
a
win
different
Premier
discussion.
League,
But we're talking about yesterday.
that's why they've lost.
I'm talking about
That's a big part.
That's why they've lost their position.
Simon's point's relevant.
That's why they've
but
lost their
not-
position.
That's why they've lost the position they were in.
Don't you think the workload though has affected the Arsenal players with the injuries and fatigue? No. You know, talk of players.
Well, you know more than
talk
we
of
do
players
about
playing
that.
with.
So
talk
Man
of,
City. Man City are in all the competitions. They're in the League Cup. They're in the FA Cup. They're in the Champions League until recently.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals and taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good afternoon. It is talkSPORT. Max Rushden Charlie Baker here until 4. Let's finish the show chatting to Marcus Speller from
lovely.
Football Ramble and the talkSPORT Goal Show as well. Hey, Marcus.
Hey, Marcus.
Hello, chaps. Good to be with you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, always nice to chat. We should probably start with Chelsea and that sort of bleak performance last night. I'm not asking you to repeat Andy Jacobs' rant of earlier in the show, but I mean, they were lucky to lose 3-0, I thought.
Yeah, they were. It was really, really poor from Chelsea. I think that Chelsea fans have been saying this for a while about their team and about the goings on there. Perhaps there's maybe been one or two people, other fans of other clubs in the Premier League who have kind of taken their eye off Chelsea a bit. But now it is quite glaring that club is in disarray. And to be honest with you, I mean, looking at where they are in the table, they're 7th currently. It's within the realms of possibility they finish in the lower half of the table. I mean, 1 minute they're hoping for Champions League next season, whereas, to be honest with you, any European football right now, you would say, would be a bonus or a boost for Chelsea, because they are in absolute freefall and disarray. And my goodness, yeah, as you say, it was 3-0 to Brighton. It was the easiest 3-0 Brighton have registered in a long, long time. And they themselves now are hugely in contention for European football. So, yeah, bad times at Chelsea.
Do we expect Fabian Hürzeler to be at Brighton for another season? Is anyone connected to him?
Say at Chelsea, I thought you were going to say.
No. Well, that's what I mean. It's the sort of thing that would happen, isn't it? You know, they'd go, oh, look, he's a hot young manager. We'll go in and get him. But he's done a good job. Has he done a good enough job to get a move, or do you think he'll be there another season or two?
I think he's done a good enough job not to be linked to Chelsea. I mean, if you're doing well at a club, like, say, Brighton or Bournemouth maybe, why would you go to Chelsea right now? That is the problem.
Money.
Well, indeed, but surely, you know, I don't think he's on peanuts at Brighton. Yes, I take your point that money does talk, and it always will do. But I just think if you're an ambitious manager right now, you can see what's happened to Chelsea in these last few seasons in particular, whereas far bigger names than Fabian Hürzeler and maybe, say, Andoni Iraola, who I think is very fanciful to think he will be there next season, have gone there. You think of Pochettino and, I mean, even Graham Potter, for example, although not as big a name as Pochettino, and they've been chewed up and spat out, really. I think it's very bad. In terms of Hürzeler, I think he'll be at Brighton next season. I think he's doing really, really well. I think he'd be probably wise to do so. Which jobs are going to be available in the summer? Perhaps not as many as we thought maybe a few months ago. I suspect the Chelsea one will be available, maybe even before the summer, the way it's going. But as I say, that seems like a poison chalice at the moment. So I think any potential managers would think, maybe I'll steer clear for that one for now.
And actually, the interesting thing about Brighton and Brentford is, you know, doing well there doesn't guarantee you'd go and do well somewhere else. I mean, really, with Brentford, you know, that has been proved by quite a lot of managers who've left and haven't gone on to great things. I suppose, you know, De Zerbi did okay at Marseille, didn't he? Not amazingly well, but, like, there are no guarantees, right? If you're in a good spot, you're sometimes in a good spot, and you shouldn't be like, I mean, like, Charlie's constantly coveting Drive on Smooth FM, but he's in a good spot now, and he should realise he's in a good spot.
You know.
He absolutely should, yeah. Sorry, I was waiting for Charlie to comment on that.
No. I was going to deny it, but I thought my denial would make it look like I did actually want
that. Would be traitorous behaviour, wouldn't it? Exactly.
It would be, yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
In many ways, it was a come and get me plea to Smooth.
Exactly. No, I understand what you mean. It is really tricky for managers of, say, mid-table or upper, slightly above mid-table Premier League sides, because realistically, there is a ceiling there. I mean, the team I support, Fulham, I think Marco Silva's a brilliant manager. Has he taken Fulham as far as he can go? Possibly. I mean, there's still a chance of European football, but it's so difficult. I mean, I should say though, to take aside, say, Bournemouth, Brighton, Fulham, Brentford, for example. I appreciate that most of them are in the top half of the table. It is no mean feat to be a mid-table Premier League side. Like that's a huge achievement for those clubs. There's no guarantee. There's loads of clubs in the Championship who'll think, well, hang on, we're bigger than those. We've got more of an illustrious history, and so there's no guarantee that you know, Premier League mid-table obscurity, as fans of bigger clubs call it. That is an achievement in itself. So if you are managing one of those sides, when, say, even Spurs right now, if Spurs, obviously De Zerbi's there, but before he came in, of course people would be interested. So I say that about Chelsea. It wouldn't shock me if one of those managers thought, you know, I'll be the guy to go in and you know, sort things out. It's very, very tempting. But I think you're right. I think sometimes you have to look at it and go, you know what, Fabian Hürzeler or whoever, you're having a good old time at Brighton. You know, maybe try and make a bit of history there. When was the last time they won a major trophy, if ever? I know Fulham have never won one. Look at what Glasner did at Palace. I know it's been a bit bittersweet this season. But yeah, sometimes you've got to be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, I feel for Rossini. Like clearly, like it's not working, and he has some responsibility. But I think Chelsea fans would agree that they probably want to get rid of him, but that's not the only person that needs to go. They need to change the idea of what this project is, because it just feels so weird. It feels so sort of anti-football, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, the fact that Liam Rossini got the job tells you everything. He was doing well at Strasbourg. But I don't think anybody thought, oh yeah, I see why this is happening. This is a sensible appointment. He was pushed there, really, wasn't he, by the powers that be? And you're right, Max. The project just. Look, I'm saying this as a Fulham fan. I look at them and I feel sorry for them. I really do, for those Chelsea fans. The what they're having to put up with at the moment. I understand they won a couple of trophies last season, but that club is a far cry from where it really should be, all things considered, and the money they've spent as well. So, yeah, I don't think Rossini is going to be there for much longer. Whether that's a few games or a couple of months until the end of the season. I do feel sorry for him on a personal level. How could you not, when the away support of Brighton are chanting the things they were at him last night? It's a big old mess. Rossini is just the tip of the iceberg, but it runs far deeper in the club.
Thank you, Marcus. Lovely way to round off a radio programme.
Not at all. Bit of positivity there to finish.
Very nice, Marcus. Thank you.
Good man, Marcus Speller there from the Football Ramble and the talkSPORT Goals Show. And that is us done. Thank you, Charlie. I had a nice time.
I had a nice time.
Yeah, you're good at it, and it was fun. Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent have Drive. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Tool Station. A live commentary of Burnley City tonight on talkSPORT.
You found the mask?
Yeah, I found the mask.
It's just who we are, mate. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I hope you lost it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Mate, do you know, it's half hot in here. And I can't... So you don't realise what it's like. I've had Arteta on. I'm going to have to take this off, mate. Well, I can't.
No? You what?
Wow, it's hot. I've got to take my top off, mate. I can't keep doing this, mate. I can't keep doing this.
What is going on? What?